and welcome back to the LG Ultragear TEC Invitational. This is the second half. My name is Apollonia. I'll be your host and caster. And joining me on the panel is CA, caster and analyst. So CA, earlier we had the first half and we did have the privilege of seeing Global Esports make it over and maintain their spot in the upper bracket here in the Invitational. And unfortunately, we did see a few other teams as well over the course of the 2 days go over to the lower bracket. Now, remember, it is a double elimination. It's pretty much set up like, if we were in the quarterfinals onwards, India's best 8 are competing. Right now, up next, we're going to have Team VILLAINOUS going up against GODLIKE Esports. How are you feeling about this matchup?
And we got to see the second best team from our previous Challenger series earlier today. Now we get to see the third. So I know it's just going to be just as jam-packed. It's godlike esports coming up. I do believe they have one newer addition to them because of injury to another player. So I'm excited to see that. Like, I want to see how much the four specifically within godlike have grown. And because they're going up against a team that we've seen from the very start of Challenger Series 1. It's Team VILLAINOUS. They're a team that has slowly but surely won all of our hearts and grown better while doing so. So this matchup, it's a bit like Goliath versus David, but in that story, we know who ends up winning out. So I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled because anything can happen here.
All right, let's head over into the map veto screen and have a look at which maps are going to be up for play. Now, for map number 1, we're going to have Haven, map 2, Ascent, and map 3, Bind. All right, so, starting out on Haven, I have to put it out there. Now, we know that Deathmaker is part of godlike esports, and I do recall back in the Challenger Series 2, Deathmaker had about 49 kills on Haven. And we can never forget that because it was a very iconic moment. So, to see DM on Haven, I think that will be in for a treat. Now, DM coming into godlike esports, he has his teammates, Whitehorse, Scargod, Shivy, and now Flex is standing in. Yes, Flex from Team Tamilas, he will be standing in due to the fact that Knight Rider, unfortunately, can't be around right here, right now. So, godlike esports, they're looking very solid. They were top 4, I do believe. And looking at the side of Team VILLAINOUS, they were in every tournament of the Challenger Series, all 5, and they have consistently made top 8. If you're talking about consistency, it's Team VILLAINOUS. But what I'm excited for is to see a little bit more improvement, more proactivity, and basically growth coming out of Team VILLAINOUS this time around. What are your thoughts, CA?
I'm instantly locked on to Flex picking up the Phoenix and DM going on to that Jet. I was actually expecting the switcheroo, but DM
Right.
playing that Jet, like that 49 kill map that you're talking about, it was him on the Jet that when that
Yeah.
happened. So man, am I excited to see this happen. Also excited to see Flex pick up that Phoenix because I don't think we've really seen much of him on the Phoenix. We've seen Jet and Raze from him, but never really the Phoenix. A very different role from the role he normally plays. It's more of an entry fragger, more of leading the team, pushing into the sites, and I want to see how well he's able to adapt to that role as well as the team. For Team Villainous, it's the exact same team that we've seen from the very start. Quake, Cruiser, Gorang, and I want to see if Gorang can pop up because he has consistently been one of the top players on the squad, so he's that player to look out for.
All right, we do see the player camps. They are game ready, godlike esports, right at their boot camp. And now, starting out on the side of defense, we are going to have Team VILLAINOUS, and on the side of attack, it is going to be godlike esports. Now, looking at the compositions, you did speak a little bit about it. We do see that the Rays and the Phoenix are like the two differing factors. Now, what is interesting is that we've always looked at Haven as a map which requires agents to be able to visually impair their opponents, just due to the fact that, you can be either too overexposed or there's just too many corners. And, the fact that it is a map which allows you to set the pace on the side of attack, those flashes come in so handy. So I'm excited to see how Team VILLAINOUS is going to pull this off when they are on the side of attack. But for now, they're going to be on defense, and I will keep my eye on Flex playing that Phoenix.
Yeah, definitely. Those visual impairment tools, it just makes it slightly easier for you to get the entry into this side because it's really important to take pockets of control on such a large map. And you can see already why the Phoenix are useful. The molly coming out, the flashes as well to secure that B-side push. They get an easy plant, but this is the most important aspect. They don't hang around in that B-side knowing how easy it is to retake there. They step back and it's Flex opening the charts with the first kill. The flash into headshot. Flex gets one, but now Garang is going for the defuse. So they need to go in. Alexis' grenade will stop them, but Shivy with the double shock dart kill secures the deal and the round for GODLIKE Esports. Shivy starting us off with a bang.
Wow, what an entrance. I mean, losing only one man in that first round, the pistol round. That is GODLIKE Esports for you, just closing it down. Now Flex here, very nicely done with the curveball and picking up that kill onto Vision. But, you know, usually we don't see a full-on attack on B side right off the bat. Most teams like to play around the A side, the C side, solely because, you know, it's on both ends of the map. And if there's a rotation required by the defenders, you know, the attackers will have a little bit more time to play with. But going into the second round, DM, King, Gorang, they're both going to pick up a kill. And one man down on either side. We do see that Cruiser God is a little bit low on health there. And he is parked in the garage. Cruiser God notices that someone might have snuck through. He does manage to get a shot off, damaging Flex just a little bit there. But he's taken out. White Horse is going to find Gorang as well. And Quake and Vision, last two members surviving. We do see the Spectres infested on the side of GODLIKE Esports, so that is definitely paying off well. Flex taking out Vision, the last man standing will be Quake, and Shivy with the shock darts, nicely placed, and we do see Quake having to retreat. Now, he might look to get some exit frags. I'll probably go for this challenge. He's gonna spot one out, 78 HP. And he's pulling it back while GODLIKE Esports, they're gonna hunt him down. Quake! Beautifully done onto Flex, a headshot there with the spam. Now Quake, he knows someone's behind him, 18 HP. He is caught in between a crossfire. Quake's running for his life. And I don't know how much longer he's gonna live here, CA.
Yeah, Quake just ends up going down to White Horse on the flank, and the round secured for GODLIKE Esports as they make it 2-0, get that anti-eco through. They lost a couple of guns, but they will be okay with it because as you can see, TM did go for the save to pick up the operator. I expect that to come out for him, and besides that, it's just one upgrade in general. So it will be up to the side of Team Villainous to really make this next round count because it is their eco. But what I like to see on the cams is that they're hyped, right? Like, losing the first rounds really hasn't affected them. They know that the buy round is where they can make their comeback, and you can see the energy really showing on them on those face cams, and that's one of the main reasons I think we're also hyped to get to see all of these players in the flesh as we get to see the match happening. We get to experience their emotions at the same time and share the energy with them. And that's exactly what I want to see from Team Villainous. Now, as you mentioned, like, the composition for Team Villainous, the raise, it's all about, like, playing on retakes becomes slightly difficult, so it's all about trying to make sure that they don't get side control in the first place, using your utility to the max. And XS is able to get one kill, but dies without getting much more to Scargod, so that's a 1-for-1 trade. And as for trades go, trades very useful for GODLIKE, considering they're the ones with the Spectres and the lighter weaponry. The more trades they can get, the easier it is for them to get onto side. And using that trade, they're going to rotate onto this A side, go for that A side control, and push in. It's going to be up to Cruiser God on his lonesome to hold it down.
4v4 situation. The spike has made its way onto the A side. Quake making himself known. He's gonna pick up the kill on White Horse. Cruiser God finds one. There's a double for Quake, and Cruiser God cleans it up. First round secured by Team Villainous in what was a really good bit of defense. The moment GODLIKE Esports got onto site, they mowed them down. Look at all the happy faces. Cruiser God right there, just in that camp, that's alright. But you know, this is the power of Team Villainous. Because they have been a team that's stuck together for so long, they kind of understand each other. They're quick on the return kills. What they have to match up to is the raw skill on the side of GODLIKE Esports, because if we're looking at the members in GODL, you can see that they're all very mechanically gifted. So, you know, Team Villainous, we can see that they are able to match up to that, but they gotta stay on their toes. Just slacking off for a single second, they might just watch GODLIKE steamroll right through them. So that one round start, Team Villainous, it's going to be a good one for them. Now, on both sides, full buys, Vision, he does have the operator in hand. And as for GODLIKE Esports, DM King, he is going to rely on their Blade Storm. Flex has a Spectre, and the remaining members, they will be moving in with Phantoms.
Yeah, the buy coming through for the side of GODLIKE Esports because of the fact that they only had Spectres in the last round. For DM, he went for the operator, and that operator shifting onto the hands of Vision, meaning DM has to play on his Blade Storm, he has to make it work. Now they're running back for Flex, clearing out a bunch of Garage, allowing the rest of their team to push in, but Garong stopping them in their tracks, takes down Scarguard. Shivy gets one, but this Hunter's Fury causing a lot of damage. But Garong holding down strong, he gets another. And while Shivy gets the trade, it's gonna be up to GODLIKE to now push into site because they haven't got site control just yet. The spike is dropped to that C-long area. Shivy is gonna pick it up, push into site now with the help of Flex and Whitehorse. Get that spike planted, then look for the post plant. The spike is somewhat of a long plant, but not entirely inside, so it's gonna be a difficult hold. So they need to try to take site control as much as possible, and Flex doing just that. Pushes into CT side, able to secure a 2-2 advantage for his team, and now will look to hold it on Vision.
From a 3v2 situation down to this 2v1. Flex the last man standing. He's gonna defend the spike, but Cruiser God coming in with a beautiful double to save the day for Team Villainous. Now it's 2-all on the scoreboard. Who would have thought? But Team Villainous, they were prepared. The moment they got that invitation, they must have gone to work. They looked so confident here. And now moving into the next round, this ultimately does force GODL into a tough spot. They can't get the full buys, and you know, Team Villainous, they're in good standings right now.
Yeah, you can see all of Team Villainous. They're really happy with the way that round ended up going. Just a bit of relief mixed with a little bit of excitement given how evenly they are going so far, because on Haven, you expect the attacking team to be really taking the lead, and having lost another buy round for GODLIKE, they're going to be forced onto a semi-buy round of sorts, where they'll be able to get a Spectre, maybe even a Phantom through, but they will all likely be on those light shields, or just go for a complete eco. So GODLIKE, now they're in a situation where Villainous is likely to take the lead, and using that lead, they can really push through. And for Villainous, this lead in the defensive side, very, very important, because when they go onto the attacking side, that's where their composition really comes into question. It's not necessarily that no flash composition is bad, as much as it is extremely difficult to execute, especially against a top tier team like GODLIKE, because you need your entire team to be perfectly coordinated with the aggressive push that you are enabled for with the Jet and Raze in the composition. Using that double satchel while getting the right smokes on point, or using that Jet dash in combination with the Boombot information is something that we expect from a well synergized team. But I think given Team Villainous' history, as we talked about, their team has been together for so long, very much capable of it. So we'll see what they can get done.
Alright, here comes an attack from GODLIKE Esports. They're armed and ready, and XZ's gonna pick up a kill with that grenade. Very beautifully done. One man down on the side of attack. The defenders could look to a good time. Quick with a shotgun's gonna take out Starguard, and he's gonna pull out that gun. Wipes out DM King. Shivy finds a kill, but Gorang's gonna end it all for him. And that is Team Villainous looking at a lead for the first time since the start of this first map here. The best of 3. Quake there celebrating. And it might be a little bit too early, guys, but hey, we love the confidence. And Deathmaker, you can see he's telling the boys, listen up, we gotta put our foot down, because Team Villainous, they're gonna mean some business right now.
Yeah, very different emotions in both camps. Quake there, really feeling it, and it's rightfully so, right? They've taken the lead so far, but as you said, maybe a little too soon. I hope they're able to continue the farm, but as you can see from Deathmaker's camera, he's laying down the law, ensuring that this is what we need to do to make sure that we don't give up too much of a lead, because on the attacking side, you need to keep the momentum in your favor. Now, looking at the setup of both the ciphers, a really interesting choice. You see, or the defensive cipher, the camera placed in sewers, and the trapwires both placed towards the side entry towards the heaven hell area to ensure that A side completely open to allow for this multiple stack towards the B and garage area. Doesn't pay off though, because DM, he just casually strolls in, finds the headshot and the first blood, and that's exactly what you were talking about, right, Apo? This is a matter of just pure skill and mechanical dominance versus team synergy. So Villainous need to make sure that they're not tanking the 1v1 duels, rather outsmarting their opponents whenever possible.
Team Villainous, they're doing exceptionally well for a very attack-favored map here in Haven. I would like to see GODLIKE take a little bit more control, set the pace, and force Team Villainous into very uncomfortable positions. You know, you gotta
30 seconds
manipulate
left.
the map, the game, to get to the top. You gotta be smarter than your opponents. And, you know, here we do see GODLIKE Esports making their way onto the C side. Team Villainous coming in with the rotate. Cruiser God's gonna defend out of his mind and take out White Horse. And that brings it a little bit easier for the side of defense. DMkin comes in, takes out Vision, and now it all becomes a lot tougher 4v2 because Scargod's gonna let himself
Last
be
player
known.
standing.
NXS taken out by DM. Triple kill, in fact. And Quick is the last man standing here with a Vandal and hoping for the best. Quick does find Flex. If he's gonna clutch this, it will be absolutely mind-blowing. 1v4 into a 1v3. Quake now checking all angles as quick as possible. He's got to be careful. Does get tagged from behind. Spots out another one, and Shivy's going to be the one to take him out. 3 rounds for GODLIKE Esports as they bring it back even.
A really nice round for GODLIKE, using the first blood and the pressure DM created towards that garage area to go for the full rotate onto C, get the spike planted in a long plant, and then play towards that C long area, having gotten control towards CT as well with DM. I think for this round, what's really important is that Villainous, like, they made the right strategic moves, I believe, like with the Cypher placement towards A, leaving A side to go for the retake potentially while stacking up that B and C. But what ended up happening rather was that 1v1 duel, forcing them into a situation where DM prefers, and that's where GODLIKE able to find the advantage. What I want to see a bit more from Villainous is continue what got them the wins in the first place, which is use that race to just hold on to one side with a utility to deny entry, and then play on the basis of that to protect the other sides as well. Now DM, he's picked up the operator once again, and this could be to Villainous's advantage. If they can force that operator off their hands, that's an expensive weapon down. For DM, peeking down the garage, barely threading the needle to those doors. He'll find the first blood, and once again, a seaside push in the cards for GODLIKE Esports.
Now Vision, hiding right in the corner, he is gonna spot out some information being thrown in from the attackers, and Vision shot down to 3 HP. That shock that was beautifully done by Shivy. Flex securing the kill. It seems that he is fitting very nicely with GODLIKE as they stand in. Now Quake firing away. He does have suspicions. He knows where the spike is planted, and he could relay that info over. 5v3 situation. It doesn't look too bright for Team Villainous. GODLIKE Esports seems like they've had a taste of what the villains are about, and now they're gonna stop them from having the best possible plan in taking over Haven. 5v2. The spike is ticking. NXS is gonna fall as well. Flex coming in huge this round, but in Cruiser God, it does feel like this Cypher here, his mind is not computing. A little bit of a tech difficulty there. Very unfortunate, but hey, you know, we will definitely go into a little bit of a pause after this and be sure that both sides are doing fine. So, you know, CA, GODLIKE coming into this second round, they picked off the kills. DM was the first one to pick off a kill on Gorang right through Garage. And, you know, at the end of that round, he did get a total of 3 kills. What do you think Team Villainous would have to do on the side of defense to successfully stop the aggression coming out from GODL? Because GODL never used to be this aggressive. It was ever since the introduction of DM that they have transformed into, you know, a team with a much different approach.
Yeah, definitely. Like, with Deathmaker, it really does feel like they start to excel more as individual players, then try to use that individual dominance to then find their advantage across the map. And you can see that translating in this round. The first blood for DM, as soon as it comes through in that garage area, all of them start grouping towards that C side, with the exception of Whitehorse, who loves playing on that lurk, and his flanks are really important as well. But the rest of them playing on that first blood dominance, getting a kill, and then using the pressure from that kill to just brute force a site in, knowing that they have the Phoenix utility, the flash and the firewall to really set themselves up very easily for the site, as well as knowing that a C plant is very simple for them to defend if they're able to get a long plant through with that Sova lineup for Shivi. So at the end of the day, what I want to see Villainous do is not go for those 1v1s at all, because that's 2 rounds back to back that somebody has died to DM in the garage area. If you can just prevent DM from getting first blood, if you can force Godlike Esports to make a move in that 5v5 status quo area, then you can use that raise to perfection, using the paint shells to get a lot of damage through, and then playing for that retake on the basis of that. Now, once again, the 1v1s on the other side of the map, Garang and DM getting a kill each. Now, all of Godlike, they created a bunch of pressure towards C. They're rotating on to A now, but Villainous didn't position.
Vision, he does get a little bit of damage of securing one frag, but he's not going to be able to pick up the other and dashes away to safety. But a 4v2 situation, how you broke it down was exactly what Team Villainous just kind of did. And now NXS finding the kill onto Shivi. It does look like a very back and forth situation. I think we can actually expect overtime here, CA. I'm going to call it. I think we're going to get into overtime, and let's see if it is going to follow through. Now, Whitehorse being the last man standing, he's going to move into garage. The spike is definitely being guarded by NXS there in mid windows, and NXS to end off the round. A triple kill. Nicely done. And that is what you would like to expect, you know, from a duelist, most definitely. I would like to see Vision pick up the pace just a little bit more. But hey, you can see the smiles on the faces of Team Villainous. But nonetheless, a very good round, 4-4 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, definitely. A really nice round for Team Villainous. Being able to get the trades when those kills happen, allowing Vision to get into this really aggressive position to deny any sort of A-long push. This is the sort of play we want to see happen, because that Suez control means that he directly has vision of that A lobby and gives his team a lot of information saying, hey, I don't see anybody rotating over to A yet, and if I do, I will be in an advantageous position to get the first peak and therefore relay a bunch of information or maybe even get a kill depending on where they are. That sort of pocket of control is what will really help Villainous maintain their positions across the map, not just in that particular position, and helps them make it even. I'm excited. I definitely would love to see overtime, and it definitely seems like it's possible with both the teams just going back and forth. It's very nail-biting so far. But now Godlike, they have the running back. It's going to be Flex leading the charge, clearing out Garage while the rest of his team pushes into that C-long area. The running back is down, but this is the moment for all of Godlike to push in. From the shadows denied as well. Godlike stopped in their tracks, cruiser with the defense.
Cage triggered.
Lovely usage of the ultimates there, and let's see if that will pay off for Godlike Esports. 4 ultimates were ready on both sides, but now that 2 members are down, make it 3 as NXS comes in as well. 2v4 situation. DM King, he's gonna find one, and Gorang takes out Scargod. DM King, last man standing. And for those of you who don't know, DM stands for Death Maker. I mean, he's definitely made headlines with some of the plays, but let's see what DM King's gonna do here with the Operator and the Frenzy. He does have full armor, full health, and a bunch of abilities to work with. Now he's gonna spot out Vision, notices that there's one behind. With great patience, he's not gonna find a kill because Quake expected it. Puts a bullet right through his head, and Team Villainous will regain their lead, that 1-round lead over Godlike Esports.
Yeah, now for Team Villainous, the fact that they're able to continuously maintain at least an even or a lead like over the last 9 rounds, make sure that they're the ones still taking charge, even though on defense, really speaks volumes. Because going back to the talk of the composition, right? Like the Raze, what it offers more than the Phoenix is that pure utility. The explosiveness in the paint shell and the info in the boombot is what you get extra from the Raze. But what you don't get is the ease of access into a particular site. You don't get a flash, you don't get a firewall, and that ease of access, to compensate for that, you need perfect executes. If they're able to get a decent lead on the defense side, it just takes a little bit of pressure for them for the couple of rounds where they might not get perfect executes, where they might just end up getting stopped in the tracks, and allowing them to really experiment with their own attacking technique. Now, for both of the teams, like, I think if Vision can just step up a little bit more, I do think he's very much capable of it. We've seen absolutely insane plays. This is his chance. He's got the Operator. So it's going to be up to him because it is that up battle on the Jet on both sides. And DM with 11 kills, he's leading it so far.
All right, yeah, DM with 11 kills there. Quake and NXS, both of them sharing the bulk of the load. And Vision not having too much of a good time, but we can see the economy on the side of Team Villainous just completely thriving. If they were to lose this round in particular, you know what, they're going to move into the next one like nothing really happened. Of course, they wouldn't want to lose their investment on the op, but I think it's a little bit more crucial for the side of God, like DM their full investment into their operator and heavy armor. So this round in particular will be especially more important for Godlike Esports. So they might just lose momentum because we've only got a few rounds until the side swap happens. And ideally in a circumstance like this where both teams are so neck to neck, you would want at least 6 rounds to call it even.
Yeah, definitely. Like if you're not able to get 6 rounds on the attacking side, it means you go down to a lead to the defenders and really just give them so much momentum in their favor. And you can see Godlike, they realized that they took a small pause to really discuss the strategy that they want to use in the next few rounds. Now going for a very different approach. Quake, he's able to get a tag on Flex, but not enough because Flex able to dance out of there in time, gets himself out of the gutters, and now will regroup with his team as they look to get a pick somewhere. This round much more about mid control and long control for Godlike. You can see White Horse in that A long just lurking. The rest of his team looking to get the mid side, get a pick, and then rotate onto his side.
It's not very often that we do see the operator on the attacking side, but hey, if it works, it works. DM looking for a kill in Garage, realizing it's not going to quite happen, and now they're going to go for the rotate onto the C side. Now, what is really cool is that Team Villainous, they are all spread out, and let's see how they respond to all this noise made. Cruiser God going to find 1 kill, but Flex and White Horse, they're going to mow down 2 defenders, and now the C side takeover has just begun. DM waiting for the right time to put a bullet in one more defender, going for this off angle. DM is very much ready. Vision, he has the operator as well. NXS gonna bust out the showstopper, about time. He fires away, but he's not gonna be able to pick up a kill. Now trying to check all angles. DM King's gonna take him out. Vision finds Scargard, and they've got to be particularly careful. And that is DM with a beautiful collateral double kill onto Vision and Quake. What was that? DM King! I think this is why he has earned that nickname.
I mean, definitely, right? It's as you said at the start of the round, an attacking operator is not something we get to see or really appreciate much in most maps and Haven as well. But DM, he's really made it his own, continuously, not just in this map, but in general. He's one of the few players when the team is a bit slowed down, when the pace of the strategy they're using is much more pick oriented, he always goes towards the operator, knows that he can rely on his pure reflexes to get continuous kills, and you saw that on display in that last round. Another for him through the smoke too, I think. DM King definitely on point, secures that first blood, and now using that pressure, you can see all of Godlike, they're gonna start rotating away from the A side, maybe a B push on the cards. Oh my god.
That was absolutely nasty there. Jet versus Jet. DM King, he's going to come out on top. 2 kills right off the bat, and that is a huge load taken off of Godlike Esports. Now, the plan is still to go for that push onto the C side. Little do they know that right around the corner is going to be Cruiser God, and he's going to fight Flex. That Cyber Cage is a huge help. That Shock Dart, he dodges it by a bit. Cruiser God, he gets all that info, and we do see the second remaining member, Quake, he's gonna come here, and Cruiser God finds a triple kill. Shivy puts an end, and it's down to this 1v2. Quake, man, that was an insane bit of action. White Horse is gonna end it all, and that will be Godlike Esports taking the lead this time around. Wow, that was good defense there by Cruiser God, but hey, when it Godlike, they came onto site, they were a lot quicker, and the rotate for Quake was, it took a little bit of time. He had to come from A all the way to C, but nonetheless, that was a good round for Godlike Esports. They managed to save the economy.
Yeah, DM getting those first 2 opening kills really just set them up perfectly for that C-side push. They're able to get it through, but Quake almost saves that entire round with the nasty spray transfers, getting multiple kills and ensuring that they pay a heavy price for pushing into that Cypher directly, ensuring that Godlike now they have to reconsider their options. But with the way White House and should be able to close it out, and now with the eco advantage with this seaside push, Godlike they're looking for the lead, and they've got it so far. Vision. Okay, Vision, we wanted him to step up. Pulls out that Blade Storm, gets that headshot, needs to find another kill here to equalize the board and maybe be that clutch factor for Villainous as they look to try to make it.
This is the last round before the swap. It looks like GODLIKE Esports, they want to get 7 rounds instead, but Vision puts a dagger right into Flex, and it might just be a little bit shaky here for GODLIKE, as we do see that Scargod is going to take the help. Vision, he spots out one, Whitehorse is going to take him out, and Scargod chimes in as well. We're going to end off the first half here in map number 1. 7-5, heavily in favor of GODLIKE Esports, but I did feel that, you know, it was a very good first half, and, you know, I had that expectation of GODLIKE to kind of show dominance on the side of attack, solely because it is Haven. Now with the side swap, I'm excited to see what Team Villainous is going to pull off this time on the side of attack.
Yeah, so for Team Villainous, this is where the pressure just increases up a notch, because GODLIKE, they have a very simple they likely would have a very simple strategy here. You can just play safe, wait for the pushes to come in, know that all you have to do is really just dismantle one cog off of the entire wheel that is Team Villainous's attack, and the entire wheel will just come stumbling down like dominoes. If you're able to do that, then GODLIKE, they have a huge advantage. Now you can see this is why you expect a very aggressive push in the race composition, but very fast approach, the dash coming in from Vision as well, but Whitehouse getting all that information and backing out in time, meaning the rest of his team able to come in for the support. DM and Shivy with the kills, the pistol round going in the favor of GODLIKE.
A very quick pistol round indeed. Everyone just met up on the A side. Quick round, and Team Villainous just completely stopped in their tracks. Scargod and Whitehorse, they seem to be really happy about how that turned out. You know, ideally winning the pistol round, it kind of guarantees you a win the second round, knowing that the opponents are very likely to eco. I am hoping there is an anti-eco, but it does look like Team Villainous, they're gonna stick to what they know. They're gonna play it safe. They're gonna go for their eco and invest in the third round onwards. So, you know, we do see the Spectres, the Stinger, and DM, he will have that Ghost. Now, the defenders here, Scargod, he's just gonna dash out with that Paranoia to stop a quick push coming in. The Pain Shells does take his health out, and NXS, he's gonna secure the kill. NXS with the Sheriff, finds 2, but it was a massacre. The defenders with the quick rotate, Cruiser God last man standing, and he might just have someone coming from the back. He's gonna spot out one, whips out the dagger, gives himself up, and DM ends that off with 3 kills, and with the scoreline 9-5, 4 rounds in the lead. But Team Villainous, they don't seem all that phased. Still, you know, smiles on their face. You know, they must be really close friends. I mean, playing together for so long, it does feel like they have a very unbreakable bond despite the circumstances.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you can see that among the villains, the brotherhood definitely very much present. And for Team Villainous, like, what I really appreciate amongst all that is, despite the fact that they're 4 rounds down, the smile very much present on their face. They know that they cannot let themselves get demotivated. They know that they need to keep their mental strong and look to push back as much as possible. But damn, DM holding down that really tiny angle through the boxes, able to find that kill with the op, get the spike dropped and get the information of where it was at, and allow the rest of his team to go for this aggressive A-long push. To be Flex finding the first kill, and now with all this A-long information, DM, he's gonna rotate onto B, look for his next pick there. The buy round for Team Villainous not going so great.
3v5 situation, Team Villainous, they have invested heavily in this round, but with 2 members down, it looks almost near impossible now. Deathmaker right around the corner, just waiting for that opportunity. He's gonna take out Gorang, and Vision finds the perfect time to take him out instead. In the midst of a possible dash, Scargod does take him out, and Quick is the last man standing here on the Sova. 2 shock darts to work with, but hey, it's still a 1v4. He's gonna spot out 1, and Whitehorse takes him out. Double digits on the scoreboard for Godlike Esports, who seem to be doing a lot better on the side of defense. So hey, whatever I said about, you know, Haven being attack favorite, yep, it seems like Team Villainous and Godlike, they're just gonna throw that out the window and say, hey, you know what, we really actually play better in defense.
Yeah, definitely. Like, especially combined with the fact that DM with the operator, you saw how good he was on attack, but on defense, he gets to hold the angle of his choice, knowing that the other team is going to come to him, making his job slightly easier and allowing him to pick multiple kills up. Now, you can see this time, towards that C-long area, knows exactly where to expect him. Gets a kill, gets another! What? Back, pulling! DM looking for more pulls on the playstyle. Will not get the kill. Instead, Gorong able to take him down. Gorong stopping DM in his tracks. Very important there. Because I felt like DM might have just demolished the entirety of Team Villainous if he just got one lace up there.
Indeed, and the spike is actually dropped in a very difficult spot, fully exposed. Vision looking for a way to secure it. Meanwhile, Skargod's gonna find a kill onto Gorang. And now 2v4 situation. But man, how this round started out, we do see that from Godlike, they change up their positions every round that they get. DM was holding A site the
player standing.
previous round, and now he's on C. So their unpredictability is definitely giving Godlike Esports the edge. And now with Vision, the last man standing, with the Sheriff. Let's see if he can get a couple of hits. He does have 40 seconds to work with. Their recon ball is going to locate him. And now with that curveball, Vision finds one. He might just find another, but Shivy puts a stop to it. And that's going to be 11 rounds for Godlike Esports. They are inching their way closer to the finishing line. And that might just allow them to secure this map number 1 for themselves. But quick look at this replay. NXS was jumping.
Yep.
And DM with that flick. Man, that is just crazy. So, you know, Team Villainous, they do have what it takes. They just gotta anticipate a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's all about like making sure your first move as that race composition is on point. If you're stopped in your first move, then the entire composition sort of falls in its tracks because you then end up having to go for dry swings and trying to find perfect duos against an operator holder who is just absolutely on fire, and that's somewhat of an impossible task. So for Team Villainous, they need to go back to what they have tried and tested, what really works for them, which is just that aggressive 5-man stack down a particular site. But this round, Godlike know exactly where they are because you can see Skargod on the minimap, he's pushed up to C long, the mid held by Flex and TM, so the logical assumption for all of Godlike is that they're either in this mid side where they have to walk into a Cypher Trapfire, or they will push into this A, and with the paranoia coming through, Godlike know that they're in the A. It's Shivy and Whitehorse holding it down. Shivy gets one, but waits them into the hands of Whitehorse, who will get the multiple kills and drop that spike carrier. Secure match point.
Very beautifully done there by Whitehorse. Picking up that 3k, finding that double kill. And Team Villainous, they're not checking all corners. We do see Quick and Cruiser God not looking behind. But hey, you know, it happens. But that's going to be match point for Godlike Esports. And it's all or nothing. It's a little bit of a huge task to get a 7-round consecutive win just to bring it to overtime. But hey, you know, we always stay hopeful. Godlike Esports, they're in the perfect place right now. We can see it all over their faces. They look very comfortable. One more round. And you know, when teams are usually around the way, they start to kind of lose their momentum, trying to... They want to end it off quick, and that is where they are the least focused. Now let's see if Godlike Esports will still be on their toes, or if Team Villainous is able to find their weak points if Godlike Esports does expose themselves. Now Quake, he does secure the plant. NXS with the ultimate, he's gonna find DM. And now NXS falls to Skargod, 3v3 situation. It's the battle of the clones. And let's see which trio will come out victorious. Shivy just making use of that shock dart. It does tag Scott there. And Shivy's gonna fall 2v1. It might just be over for Team Villainous. And that is a wrap. Godlike Esports with an easy defuse. They will take map 1, ending it off. 13-5 in this best of 3. And you can see the happiness. Gotta take a sip of that water there, Whitehorse. They are very pleasantly satisfied with the outcome of this first map.
You can see Godlike Esports, and winning this map one and in an absolute dominant fashion. They didn't lose a single round in their defensive side from 7-5 to 13-5, just making sure that as soon as DM got the operator after that buy round, it was just done and dusted. 25 kills to his name, 371 ACS, has almost double the kills of the next closest person, which is Whitehorse. DM on point with this map and showing us exactly why we were talking about how Haven is more or less his playground. DM just as his name suggests, DM King.
All right, we're going to talk more about what went down by moving into the LG Ultra Gear match highlights. Now, guys, remember to like and subscribe and also click that bell icon if you enjoy what you see. Now, as we talk about what went on, you see, Haven is such a tricky map. You know, for the longest time and for majority of the teams that we have witnessed, most teams excel on the side of attack. But in this circumstance, we can definitely put it down on our notebooks that GODLIKE Esports and Team Villainous, they do look a little bit stronger there on the side of defense. So, you know, that definitely creates a lot of questions and a lot of potentially interesting outcomes throughout the course of this tournament. So you guys, you definitely want to catch that. And Deathmaker having 25 kills, Cruiser God from the side of Villainous with 12. Yeah, that is 2 times plus 1. That's how many kills that DM has had, so that is just absolutely nuts. I did feel that Team Villainous, they had the potential, but the strategy was a little bit lacking, the combos and whatnot. But hey, they still had a great time, and ultimately it is the spirit of competitive gaming. So congratulations once again to GODLIKE Esports for taking this. What are your afterthoughts, CA?
I think it's as you said, like Team Villainous, the strategy definitely fell apart in a particular aspect of the round, as well as Vision. I don't think he played to his utmost potential. Like I've seen him, we've both seen him just absolutely pop off in the matches, and this map just wasn't his. So hopefully in the next map he'll come back way stronger, because you saw exactly what can happen if like that jet with the op is on form. The denial of one angle altogether is so important on Haven, because if you're able to get that advantage for your team, if you're able to confidently tell them, hey, I'm holding C long, they're not going to take C long away from you whatsoever, it allows the team to go for the multi-stack onto the other sides. And in a map where you have 3 sides, it's very important that you get that extra advantage, and that really is what ended up being the X factor for GODLIKE Esports. I mean, I was asking them how much has the team improved in terms of synergy, and I just want to say, like, Whitehorse with 14 kills again. Like DM, we expect him to be the top fragger, but Whitehorse consistently in the top 2-3, even despite the fact that he's playing that Cypher. Just absolutely phenomenal play from him.
Indeed, you know, Whitehorse, he is definitely one of, you know, the greatest ciphers that we have ever seen, at least in this scene here for competitive Valorant. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed map number 1. Congratulations once again to GODLIKE Esports for taking that win. Now, while we prepare for map number 2, remember to check out the links in the description. Follow us on our socials. Remember to buy yourself, treat yourself. It's a new year, it's a new beginning. Do treat yourself to one of the monitors. We have a massive sale on them. So without further ado, we are going to prepare for map number 2, and we'll be back very shortly with the match between GODLIKE Esports and Team Villainous. Stick around.
Cover going out.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the LG Ultragear TEC Invitational. We're back with map number 2, and this time I'm going to be joined with Aggressive, caster, and analyst. Now, Aggressive, I know you in the chat. You saw what went down in map number 1. How do you think map 2 is going to be like?
One word, DMK. If he still pulls off this kind of a performance in map 2, Reckoning are gonna have a hard trying to bring this map, and this is their do or die situation. Either they take this or they go down to the lower brackets. There is no in betweens, and I'm really hoping that Reckoning, they can like
Team Villainous.
Team Villainous. Team Villainous can. Sorry, I'm thinking of the Reckoning match from previous. It was too hectic for my own sake. Yeah, so the way that Team Villainous need to bring this back is gonna be really important. Otherwise, I do believe that if they let DM just go loose, if they try to take those 1v1 duels against him as they did on the map of Haven, they're gonna have a really hard time. Especially on Ascent, being one of the playgrounds for Godlike, because we know for a fact that this is the place where they literally came back even against the top dogs, against likes of GE. They pulled a lot of the rounds back when it came to the map of Ascent. So I'm really looking to see how that they're gonna be actually going to go forward and tackle this map, because I do believe that Team Villainous, they don't have the strongest track record when it comes to the map of Ascent, but at the same time they're really strong, because NXS with his trusty Sheriff, we have seen him pull off some sick shots when it comes to this map.
NXS with the classic Sheriff, but right now we're going to be in the agent select screen, and we can see that Godlike Esports will be starting out on the side of defense and Team Villainous on the side of attack. So pretty standard picks there coming out from Team Villainous. Vision will be on that Jet, and it seems like they will retain their positions. Flex coming in with the Reyna, and DMK gonna stay on that Jet as well. White Horse thinking about Killjoy or Cypher. Yeah, it's gonna be a Killjoy, with a little bit of a meta change, looking at Ascent. We did discuss this in the first half about how Ascent is, the type of map that it is. Killjoy just fares so much better given her skill set. So looking at map number 1, you have to say that with that score line, it was pretty dominating from the side of Godlike Esports. What I hope to see is Team Villainous kind of, get themselves together, try to do something a little bit more coordinated. I would like to see some combos with their abilities as well, just a little bit more of a progression. But Team Villainous, they're always such great fun to watch. They were even smiling on their cams and whatnot, and that is just so cool. Here in this invitational, having the top 8 teams just battle it out. No other stages prior to this, just the top 8 teams invited to this TEC Invitational, and now they're going to show us what they've got after the long break. 2021, we're setting the stage for them, and it's all up to these teams. They have the power to show us what they've got.
These teams need to take the fight straight to their enemies, and just as I said, it is going to be an Nexus throwing out the nade down on the short to see if he can get a little bit of damage, to see how much chip can he do. Not really a lot of information being given. Godlike, they're playing it really safe, not giving up any form of noise, any form of information to any of the members of Team Villainous. They're trying to make a form of rotation, but Godlike, they're playing it smart, they're playing it well. But from their side, Scargod, he did take quite a lot of damage because of the nade coming onto him. 45 HP to work with, but at the same time, Vision, he has a beautiful position to work with. Does spot out Whitehorse, but I do believe Whitehorse did catch him as well. Vision making so much noise, and therefore Whitehorse knows for a fact that Vision is going to be sitting out there. The Spike is making a re-rotation back down onto the B side, and it seems as though the entirety of Godlike, they know what's up, but at the same time, with only 45 seconds left, not really a lot of map control has been established at DMK. He is now in the forward angle, but NXS, disgusting headshot with that Sheriff. sends DM into the next dimension.
Scargod's gonna find a kill of his own onto Vision. One man down on
30
each side.
seconds
Scargod's
left.
gonna pull away and move straight into the garden as the attackers run across A short. It's gonna be an A-side plot, but Flex, he's gonna be the next man in line. Takes out Quake. Scargod showing himself in perfect time with a beautiful triple, and Flex finding his second kill of that pistol round. That was absolutely nuts. Scargod and Flex, they are on fire, and you can see those smiles on their faces. Flex standing in for Knight Rider, who unfortunately has to take the back seat as of now. He does have a wrist injury, so all the best with your recovery, Knight Rider. But Flex, he is filling those shoes to his best possible capability, and what a way to begin this map number 2.
Absolutely incredible defense coming out from the side of Godlike. The way Scargod held his positions, he knew for a fact that, okay, if I hold this position right there, even if the door closes, I can get some pop shots at the people trying to cross the door. Because normally you never want to cross unless the door is completely closed. And Team Villainous crossed it a bit too early. They started taking fights, and Flex doing so well to cause a lot of the distractions required to make it happen. And just as I said, Chippy, he's like, I'm not going to take a gunfight against you. I'm going to throw a shock dart, deal 90 damage, and take you out. So much damage is being done. DM King taking 1, Flex taking 2, Quake being the last one remaining, get one of the DM King. But Scargod answers back with his own vengeance, being able to take him out. Absolutely incredible from the side of the defense. And you can see the smile on Scargod's face. He's like, yep, I'm ready. The headshots today. I'm feeling it. I'm going to bring the win for our team.
Godlike Esports off to a great start. First 2 rounds secured for themselves. And looking at Ascent, a little bit more defense favored. And you know, if we're looking at past performances coming out from both God L and Villainous, Godlike Esports, they do really well on the side of defense here on this map. And as for Team Villainous, we have seen them kind of struggle on the side of attack on Ascent as well. But hey, you know, it is their chance to prove that, you know, they have thought about it, they've gone to the drawing board, and they figured out what is going to work best for them. Now on the scoreboard here, we do see 4 kills for Scargod and Flex. They are definitely feeling it here, but it's still early. The tides of this game could go either way, and I'm excited to see it. Now, looking at the team compositions, Aggressive, do you have anything interesting to say? Because they're very much different. We've seen a lot of teams kind of have a similar approach to particular maps, but knowing Team Villainous, they've always been a little bit different. How do you think their composition is going to work out? How do you think Godlike's going to play this out?
When it comes to this map, having a flash is very, very, very necessary. And from the side of Team Villainous, like, they have been using the same composition since the very beginning. I do believe that we've seen this from Series 2 down on to Series 5 every single time. This composition being one of their tried and true trusted comps, but at the same time, how much is it gonna help, especially with the meta changing, shifting more towards the flashes? Either you go for this composition, I really understand, you love that Jet, you love the Raze, then also you need to change up one of the core picks, being the Sova. Take a third duelist in your side, play for those gunfights, play for the advantages, or just take out the Cypher entirely. Like, without that flash, it's super difficult to try and break into a site when it comes to the map of Ascent. And they're feeling this in comparison, because Flex, he can just throw down one of his Leers, and what are they going to do? They cannot really break down into a site. If they try to break the Leer, then basically you're throwing yourselves into a pickle that, hey, how do we get back into the side? Because the Leer, one Leer is down, there's going to be a second Leer. Everyone's already rotated down onto the A side. They can just stop us there. These 5-man pushes are going to be super incredible with Vision. Playing it sneaky, he gets that first initial kill off onto White Horse. If you play it smart, this is how you're actually going to be able to take it with Vision. He's making so much noise. Probably they know he's down in speed, but Enixis gets his own kill. DMK raining down the headshots. Does not get the kill onto Vision. It's taken out, but really nicely done from the side of the defense. Hold it strong to take us to a 3 versus 2 situation.
Now Flex gonna dash out that here. Just ignore.
God.
What? He completely didn't care. Saw the bullets, got that kill, but he's gonna be taken out by Cruiser God. 2 kills for Cruiser himself, and that's gonna be the first round for Team Villainous, and that must be a sigh of relief, but that was an insane round. Quick, they're being a little bit quirky, but hey, I didn't expect that at all. Vision with that sneak attack. Shivy did throw out that owl drone and happened to miss Vision that was hiding in the corner, and that ultimately cost White Horse's life, and it was a very quick push onto the site. Now moving into the next round, we still do see buys across the map, with the exception of Quake, who's not doing too well. He's gonna have a Sheriff and some light armor. Now it's up to Team VILLAINOUS to try and bring it even, try to keep the scoreline as close as possible to GODLIKE Esports.
This was something I really didn't expect, especially coming out from them. But TM with the operator is something you don't want to see as well. He's absolutely dangerous, and so is Flex. He gets the 2 kills that he needs. He gets all of the information, gets the take, but TM's like, no, I got an operator. I'm gonna take him down, Vision, and he has us back with his own calling. Be able to get the right click on a Flex, but Scargod's there to clean it all up. And that's gonna be another round on the board for the side of GODLIKE Esports. They take so many rounds off the board, 3-1 on the scoreboard, and they're able to do a lot of damage economically as well. A lot of the members are not going to be able to go for any buys whatsoever. Vision, he does have a lot of money. He was saving up for that operator. Now with one more save round to boot, either they win this or lose this. They're going to have a lot of buys in the following round, but that round is where everything has to count. If they lose further rounds, it's going to be really difficult for them to come back.
Now Scargod gonna dodge that nade thrown in by NXS. He can be very sneaky with those grenades. Now Flex listening to a whole lot of gunshots happening around him. That's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade. And Flex just waiting very patiently. The dark cover, the cyber cage is gonna provide some cover for the attackers. And now Flex just waiting for the right time, takes out Cruiser Guard. Gorang point blank in the face, Sheriff to the head. Flex is gonna go down, 3v3 situation, and it doesn't look too bright for Team VILLAINOUS as Gorang falls as well. Vision's gonna be the next, and White Horse is gonna wrap it up by taking out Quake across the map. And that's gonna be 3 rounds in the lead, a total of 4 points for GODLIKE Esports. They did slip up that one round Team VILLAINOUS managed to take away from them, but other than that, it does look like GODLIKE Esports is extremely consistent and way too coordinated here. Now we do see that Cruiser God has joined the party, and he's gonna give us a little bit of a look. That's what's up, Cruiser God. But Team VILLAINOUS, they still got some time to play with. Now, looking at the composition, we talk a lot about the fact that there's no flash, there's no vision impairment on the side of Team VILLAINOUS. They have the Sova. They could utilize that at the perfect time for some information, coupled with the Jet going in super aggressive. Not much that the Cypher can do, at least on the side of attack. He's got to rely on that raw aim. But the Omen can use those dark covers for a setup. And Team VILLAINOUS, they have to be extra careful and precise with what they're doing. They've got to watch every single angle. Now Cruiser God relying on that aim, he's gonna find Shivy, and that is a window of opportunity right here, right now for Team VILLAINOUS.
I know
have
exactly
a lot of information to work with, but at the same time, with the neural theft getting popped as well, they know exactly where the members of GODLIKE are, and they're gonna be rushing down into the B side, yes I do believe, and it's gonna be DN King in pretty bad tough scenario. He's not gonna be able to get that kill onto Gorang either. He gets taken down. One more operator down off the table. It's gonna be a 3 versus 5 situation with the post plan happening. GODLIKE, they're gonna try and see what they can do, and it says he does have the operator in hand. Scargod goes in for the spray, gets one ding, making 2 members extremely low. Quake and Nexus, they're gonna have a pretty hard time, but just as I said, it's gonna be Cruiser God there that kill on the flag. Gorang getting a headshot on a White Horse to take him out, leaving Scargod on his lonesome to go into this 1 versus 5. Not much that he can do, but the operator trained on his head, and Gorang is able to take away the soul of Scargod, sending him back home, taking us to a 4-2 scoreline. Slowly but surely, it seems as though Team VILLAINOUS, they're bringing it back one step at a time.
GODLIKE Esports, they do look a little bit stressed out now, realizing that Team VILLAINOUS has taken 2 rounds, and you know, it kind of shows the potential that VILLAINOUS is able to secure potential wins. And you know, in the head and in the minds of GODLIKE Esports, they have to put their foot down if they want to maintain this lead. Now looking at the scoreline and the scoreboard, Flex here with 8 kills, 7 for Scargod just trailing behind, but Flex is fitting so beautifully with GODLIKE, and we can see very good synergy when it comes to Flex and DM, and that's ideally what you want coming out for your duelist. Flex here, he comes in again, finding the first kill, a headshot right onto NXS. Vision's gonna return one on that operator. It seems like Vision is now online, his eyes are open, he is fragging. Didn't have too much of a good time in map 1. DM does miss some shots by a hair. We do see the cyber cage being planted by Cruiser God, but DM, he is going to hold down the angle, and you know what that means when he has that operator and he's on the side of defense. It's gonna be a battle between...
This is something that Vision probably doesn't want to do. He's gonna be running into the crosshair vicinity of DM. And if this cyber cage goes down, it's gonna be DM getting the kill on the Vision. He was not ready for it whatsoever. Beautiful positioning coming out from the side of DM. The crossfires are being set up as well. Don't fake damage, but it seems as though DM knows exactly what he's doing. Goes in for the up trap, but Gorong is there to go in for that trade. Beautiful plays coming out from both of these teams, but at the same time, in a 3 versus 2 situation, you are not wanting to see any of this Flex. Gets that first initial kill on to Gorong. Beautiful plays coming up from the side of the defense. Quake jiggling it out to see what he can find. But at the same time, with Whitehorse trying to go in for a kill, Whitehorse a bit too aggressive. He's gonna pay the price, but Flex, he has such a beautiful position of his own. Gets a wallbang headshot, cleans up Quake. And a beautiful round indeed. And Chibi, I think that the op disappeared. He couldn't get the op either.
Lucky for Shivy, but you know, he has that Bulldog to work with. Godlike Esports with the bounce back. Now with 5 rounds in total, maintaining that 3-round lead over Team VILLAINOUS. That round was a little bit sketchy, you know, but VILLAINOUS here, when it does come to attacking the B side, they do look a little bit more clear on what they're gonna do. The A side is just a little bit more different, you know, there's longer range to play with, there's a lot of height, and there are specifically a lot of really odd spots that you can hide in. Now Vision finding the first kill onto Shivy. He's gonna move in that turret, taking out quite a bit of health there. And that Boombot just gonna scan the area towards the defender side spawn. Flex is gonna find one or two Vision. Who's going with the return kill? Flex here. He's being bombarded back there in the boathouse. And now as Quake secures the spike plant, Gorang's gonna find another kill. And Godlike Esports, they are faltering this time around. Whitehorse and DM King, last 2 members alive. DM's gonna find one of the Cruiser God. And the last 3 members is going to be situated on the B side right in the boathouse. And you know, that spells for trouble because ultimately they're cornered into one position. Now if Team VILLAINOUS can coordinate these attacks, the MK throwing in the cloud burst, they're going for the challenge. NXS takes out Whitehorse. There's not enough time for a defuse, I don't think. DM King, he's gonna find a kill, but he's gonna stop them from coming out. They will lose their lives at least on the side of attack. NXS picks up the kill on DM King, but I don't think there's enough time for them to run. But there actually is, and that is Team VILLAINOUS bouncing back up very nicely done. It was a bit questionable, but hey, they managed to pull it off through synergy and through peeking at the same time and getting those shots in on the defenders.
Love the position of Cruiser God. He's just chilling and fighting. He's like, hey guys, I'm just gonna sit there and chill back inside of the boathouse. Nothing's gonna happen to me. And then he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna lean back and see what happens. A beautiful round indeed coming up from the side of Team VILLAINOUS. The way they were able to execute down on the side of attack, take over the entirety of the site for themselves. Really done indeed. But at the same time, it's gonna be DM getting a beautiful tap with the knife straight to the head of Vision, taking him out. But Cruiser God answers with his own kill. But DM, he with the knives is just absolutely dangerous. Who needs armor when you have the knives in your hand? One shot to the head is all that he needs. Beautiful plays coming out from the side of our DM King. But Gorang is finally able to stop the push coming out on him. Finally, let's see what the side of the defense can do. Still, the gun disadvantages is in their side. Shivy is going to be making a lot of noise. He's going to be running on away to see what he can do. A beautiful shock dart hitting both of them at the same time. 90 damage. This is going to turn the favors and turn the tides for the side of the defense. They're going to be able to do a lot of damage to these members. And Whitehorse on the flank. This is going to be incredible. Beautiful positioning coming out from the side of Godlike, and they don't know where Whitehorse is exactly at this point of time with the spike plant still not going down. It's gonna be Gorong getting that first initial kill up on the flag. So Whitehorse getting the reverse kill onto Gorong, and Whitehorse with the flag. Absolutely beautiful and a thrifty round for the side of Godlike Esports. They take it all away. And a beautiful defensive round coming out from them. And a fist bump from Scargod as well. These teams in the boot camp, they're having fun.
God with the fist, Deathmaker with the high five. I guess it all works out. But let's have a quick look at this instant replay. Team Villainous, they were about to make things happen. And they did find a kill onto one particular member, and that is Flex going down. But it's 2v2, not watching your back. And Goran getting taken out quick, taken by surprise. Very nicely done by Godlike Esports. So, you know, strategy and being smart with your movement can come into play. You might not have as strong firepower, but hey, you can outsmart your opponents. Gorang is gonna take out DM King with a frenzy, and he had an op. Gorang just retrieving that gun, taking it away from DM. But that was an interesting one to watch. Shiffy, he does get tagged out, dodges the shock down by a hair. Scar got a cruiser god. Both gods, they find kills. And now as the hero theft has been dropped, positions are compromised. Quick will find a headshot onto Flex. Whitehorse is on site, determined to defend the B side as the spike will make its way over. For the attackers, Team Villainous, they're ready to make this round theirs. And Whitehorse is gonna take out Quake. It's a 3v2, and the Sova doesn't look too healthy. Whitehorse falling to Cruiser God. It does not look too bright for Shivy. Last man standing, 5 HP. He spotted out, and the spike has been planted.
This is just one of those positions that you don't want to be in, but a beautiful eco round as well coming out from the side of the attackers. The way they were able to take over the site and them winning this round as well is going to be one of the momentum shifts that they would need. 6 and 4 is the scoreline. Ideally, you want to try and get at least to a 7 and 5. That's my magic number. The other magic number being 8 and 4. And they're well on their way to this. If Shivi is able to get this kill on Division, he can deny one more gun. But with only 5 HP, he's going to be opting for that save. But at the same time, you do have a lot of money to work with. So opting for the save, I guess it's the safer call, I do believe. Because he has the money, but his teammates don't. So at least he can save this gun for himself and get one for his teammates. I do believe an Operator Buy will be coming out for the side of DM with this save as well. But still, 6 and 4 is the scoreline Oppo. And I do believe that on the side of defense, Villainous will be having a bit more of an easier time because of the Raze being present. Like, NXS himself can just stop a lot of the hard pushes that could come out on either of these side lanes. But with the Flash, I do believe they're going to have a hard time moving forward.
Placing sentry.
Now we have a couple more rounds before the side swap, and Team Villainous, they could look to try and make it even on the scoreline, because that is ideally what they would like moving into the second half. Now, right off the bat, I have noticed that Gorang seems to be the one to stop the fun on the side of DM. He is that one guy that just consistently gets those kills onto DM King. So, you know, a little bit of rivalry there. We love to see it. Flex, though, with 12 kills. Definitely taking the charge in this game. Now we do see the dark covers coming out. Some owl drones deployed. Scargod on a shot duty. He is going to spot out a shot, and now he sprays and as he spots out Vision. Very nicely done. One down on the side of Team Villainous. Godlike Esports, they can look to get the edge on the scoreline after the first half if this goes all in their favor. But Kusakon's going to take out DM King. NXS waiting right around the corner. He's going to provide a little bit of cover for his buddies. And the metal door is going to stay open. And Scargod finds the kill onto NXS. The Hunter's Fury comes out. Gorak, he's shifting around. He gets a kill onto Scargod. Flex returning to kill. The last man standing is going to be Cruiser God. God Al with an insane retake. Cruiser God stepping out of the lockdown with only 10 HP left. He still has the spy cam to play with. The shock darts are coming out. The last two members on the side of Godlike Esports, they know exactly where he is and they're going to take him out. 7 is to 4. Godlike Esports, they're coming back up.
The game sense coming out from the side of Scargod was absolutely incredible. The way he went for that peak on Division just showcases the amount of confidence and the amount of game sense he actually has. He just went in for the peak, knowing for the fact that Vision was just throwing out the smoke, spots him out for a bare second, and with beautiful spray control, he's able to get that kill. Immediately, he goes in for a swing as well when he knows for the fact that the spike plant is about to go down, especially when the Sova ultimate is occurring. Like, it makes so much noise and it catches the attention of everyone. He was able to use that moment of distraction to go in for a push, get 2 kills, and then die himself, knowing that Flex is going to be able to go in for that refrag. A beautiful retake scenario coming out from the side of Godlike, and this just goes to show the fruits of their training. This bootcamp really is helping them out, and they are ironing out all of the issues they had previously, and now are just becoming such a strong team. And sadly to say, Team Villainous, they're on the receiving end of all of that practice.
Team Villainous, a band of buddies that have stuck through with each other for a very long time, joining all of the Challenger series, and now in the Invitational, this is going to stick as 5. Flex will find the kill to NXS, but Vision has got the back of his buddy, making it an even playing field once again. Flex with the Leers, it does connect. He's going to dash the last one out, and Quake here looking for the rotate as he transports the spike for a potential A-site plant. Now Vision waiting for the right time. He's going to take out Scargod, looking towards the market, but the Killjoy, he's right around the corner, closer to the B site. Vision with immense amount of patience, can't be looking in the wrong direction, or he might just be taken out. Now, there it is. He dashes away to safety, 27 HP, but very nicely played by White Horse there, and he should be able to safely travel across to the A side. Flex finding the kill onto Quake. He's going to retreat it to God, and Gorang's going to find Shivy. It's a 3v2 situation. Team Villainous, they might just have this one, and now Cruiser God securing the plant. Flex, he pops the Empress, and now as he's buffed up, he's going to look to try and bring this back in the favor of Godlike Esports. He finds the triple up to Cruiser God. White Horse is going to fall. It's a 1v2 situation. He gets tagged, and he has to play this very carefully, utilizing everything he can, but Gorang with the triple kill takes Flex out with 3 HP left.
Switching
and
sides.
Yep, you can see that Gorang's going to explain how he did that, why he did that, and why it was so crucial at this point. But ending off the first half, 7-5, 7 points for Godlike Esports and 5 for Team Villainous. And I have to say that both sides played extremely well. I have no clue how the second half is going to pan out.
This is really difficult to say what's going to happen, especially if Flex keeps on playing like that. The side of the attack is going to be really difficult for the side of Reckoning East. Oh, sorry, not Reckoning. Team Villainous. Because Team Villainous, they're going to have a rough time trying to stop a Reyna having so much confidence. We have seen what DM can do when it comes to the Reyna, and now seeing Flex with the similar levels of confidence, it feels as though there's nothing stopping him. Yes, they did win out that round, but Flex himself just took out 3 members with absolute, like, domination. He just swung an angle and he's like, okay, I'm gonna take you out. But it seems as though this time Vision is playing the mind game. He's jiggling left, he's jiggling right. He gets a little bit of a tag on Deflex, gets a little bit of information to work with, knowing for the fact that there is a person down near B main. But with the ultimate orb in the favor of Godlike, they are able to get a lot of economic advantage when it comes to their ult economy to work with. But at the same time, Godlike, they're trying to move through the side of mid, gets a little bit of information, but the defense got a lot of the information on their own as well. The rotations are going to be coming through as Godlike, they're looking to execute down to this A side.
Godlike Esports now on the side of attack. They're inching their way in very slowly, looking for that A-shot control and mid control, which is something that we always talk about. Mid control is very much important. It does help you decide which potential site you might want to go for that plan. Now the B site is being taken over, but Gorang's going to find Flex. DM King takes out NXS. 4v4 situation. Godlike Esports not looking too healthy as DM King is only on 11 HP, dashing away to safety. Shivy's going to secure the plant. Gargon finds a double kill, and that's just massive as he changes the tides of this round. 13 HP left, but it's a 4v2 situation. Whatever will Cruiser God and Vision do? Now stuck with this dark cover that was planted out by Scargod. We do see Vision taking out DMK. He's the last man standing. Realizes that there is one member in the back, 40 HP. He's gonna find one kill. It's down to the 1v1. Vision up against Scargod, and he finds the kill. Beautifully done by Vision. Triple to end that off. And you know that the pistol round is so important. Cruiser got celebrating. And what was that? Unfortunately, we can't see Vision, but Cruiser God's gonna show us how happy Team Villainous exactly is, bringing the scoreline to 6 rounds for themselves. They're inching closer to Godlike Esports, and it wasn't something that I expected at all, considering that Godlike has had insane performances on Ascent itself. So hey, this was a really great round for Team Villainous indeed.
The level of confidence like Vision had was absolutely brimming. And that is the amount of confidence you should have whenever you're in these clutch scenarios. Sometimes a lot of the teams, a lot of people actually get so scared when they're in that clutch situation. I understand that you want to make the right moves, but knowing for the fact that this is the pistol round, you can go in for a lot of these aggressive plays, and Shimmy got completely caught off guard in that situation. Who just runs into boathouse like that, gives absolutely no regard to his life, goes in for the peak, gets that headshot out of the Shimmy, immediately flicks back onto the head of Scargod, taking him out as well because of his low health. Absolutely insane coming out from them, and Kurong getting that kill on the Scargod is gonna be the game changer happening already. Sprays are gonna be coming through the side retake. Seems absolutely massive. And it's gonna be another round win for the side of Team Villainous. They're able to get it one after the next. You can see Kurong celebrating in the background. He does the clap. He does the happy dance. And Team Villainous, their morale has to be running high after winning this round.
Indeed, you know, the idea was for Team Villainous, knowing that they are very good on the side of defense in general, for them to be able to hold out, ending off the first half with 5 points. Now coming in, winning the pistol round, winning the eco round, the following round after that, bringing it an even scoreline. That is exactly what they wanted to do. Now, this map in particular is so important to Team Villainous if they want to stay in the running in this best of 3. To have a chance to move over to the next stage of the competition while retaining the spot in the upper bracket. So, hey, you know, with that scoreline, we see Gorang with 16 kills and Flex with 16. I mean, that's a controller, a very aggressive controller up against a duelist, and DM King's gonna take out Vision this time. Not today. I'm gonna be the better jet this time around. Flex just checking the winery. Gotta look at all those angles. Godlike Esports, they're gunning for this A site, and little do they know, Cruiser God's just waiting on the A side, and right around the corner is his buddy Quake. Now as they plan for this attack, the Lear's coming out. Flex, he makes himself known. Cruiser God's waiting very patiently. He's gonna go for the spray. DM Pink whips out the AWP and takes him down. Beautifully done with the headshot. The recon bot is coming out, scanning the area. The attackers are determined for this. They have yet to plant the spike, but the last 3 defenders are determined to make something out of this. Now Quake finding the shutdown kill. DM King's gonna find a triple. He finds a quadra with the operator, and Quake is the last man standing. Could it potentially be an ace for DM as he plants the spike? Flex is gonna clear that up, and that is Godlike Esports taking control of the situation once again, stopping Team Villainous in their tracks. 2 rounds consecutive win, that is enough for you. We're Godlike Esports, and we want to maintain this lead over you.
That was absolutely rough. DM King, he's mad. He's like, why did we lose that 2 versus 4 round? Now we're back in the pistol round. We're gonna bring it back. I'm gonna pull out my operator, and I'm gonna be blasting hell into everyone when it comes to the side of Team Villainous. They felt the rage of DM in that round, and he got some amazingly nutty shots off. That flick onto Vision was absolutely insane down on mid. I do believe that when I was watching DM, he was looking down at another angle. He was looking down near the left side of Market, and then immediately did an immediate flick shot down on the Vision. He goes in for the flick, does not connect this time around though. And Vision is able to survive. Not really going to be going in for the peak once again, but Cruiser God, he's holding his position down really well. But we're going to get tagged out by the recon ball with the ultimate coming out from the side of Chimpy as well. So much noise being made, but the noise is all that he needed. Cruiser God gets that beautiful kill down on the Flex. And they're trying to force into the side a bit too much, and here's where the damage is already being done. Godlike, they're on the back foot, going down into 4 versus 5.
Cruiser God played that exceptionally well, dodging the Hunter's Fury after the recon bolt got information of him, picking up that first kill onto Flex. Now, Godlike Esports with the man down, especially the agent that has the kit to entry frag for the team. We're going to look at what
30
GODLIKE
seconds
is going to
left.
do in this circumstance instead. NXS with the Sheriff in hand, waiting for those one taps. He's very proud of those, in fact. Now with the satchels, NXS, he's going to inch in closer, but he might just be exposed. He spots one, he gets tagged, and he's going to be taken out by DM King from behind. There are no defenders on the B side, but it's a 4v4 situation. 10 seconds
10
left on the
seconds
clock.
left.
They've got to get the plant down. Scargon's going to find Gold Rank, and it doesn't look too bright for Team Villainous, but Vision and Quake, they're going to find a kill for themselves. DM King taking out Vision. 2v2 situation between these Sovas. And it seems like the spike took a little bit too much time to be planted. Team Villainous bought enough time for themselves. They secure this round. And, you know, not too much loss on the side of GODLIKE Esports, but hey, that was a round that was great for Villainous to be able to stall, to create so much havoc that the attackers were not composed enough to get that spike plant down. So hey, that was really well done on the side of the villains.
My god, Quake with that shock dart. I didn't even know that was a lineup from the side of Spawn as well. That shock dart just completely denied the plant coming out from the side of Team GODLIKE. That was absolutely incredible. The amount of planning and strategy that Team Villainous had astounds me when it comes to the map of Ascent. They did their homework and they know exactly what to do against the side of GODLIKE and their strategies, it seems. Flex is trying to do some form of damage with the spam coming out onto the side of stairs. A lot of spam is being done, a lot of noise is being made down onto the D side to try and go in to sell this fake, but it seems as though Team Villainous, they're not really buying it. They're holding mid, they're holding A, they're holding all their angles in a very disciplined manner. This is exactly what you want to see coming out on the map of Ascent. You cannot give up mid, you cannot give up a lot of map control to the enemy, but it seems as though Whitehorse, he's going to be pushed up pretty far deep into the side of A short, and with only 40 seconds left on the clock, they need to try and execute down into a site, or this is going to be really difficult for them if they try to go in for a rush execute.
Now DM here with the operator
seconds left.
looking through mid. The spike carrier has been taken down as Gorang finds a double. Scargod's gonna take out Vision, but Team Villainous, a fire has been lit under them. We can definitely see the momentum coming through. Whitehorse and NXS both find one. Whitehorse is gonna be left alive with DM King. Spots out another in market. Whitehorse is pushing forward, and NXS is gonna take him out instead, and Quake finds the kill onto DM King. Team Villainous with the 1-round lead now. Ideally, where they want to be in this circumstance.
This is gonna be really difficult, I do believe, for the side of GODLIKE this time and not the side of Team Villainous. It seems as though Team Villainous, they have completely understood what kind of a strategy and what kind of pushes that GODLIKE love to make, and GODLIKE, I do believe that they're playing a bit too slow, and this is what's hurting them the most. I understand you want to go in for those slow pushes, you want to play for those picks, but you can see that your enemies are not really giving you any sort of a pick. They're not giving any form of information off to you. No one's going for an aggressive peek. No one's really showing themselves to you. You need to try and force the enemies into a rotation. You either need to go in for a bait and switch strategy, sending one of your members down onto one of the sides, force him to be that bait, to lure everyone in onto that one sideline, and then play for the picks. Otherwise, I do believe that the disciplined plays coming out from the side of Team Villainous is going to be able to triumph over the side of GODLIKE, who are trying to go in for the similar strategies over and over again. And I really hope to see after this tactical pause that the side of GODLIKE can bring something different, can bring the aggressive nature to their playstyles, because they have the Reyna, they have DM on his Jet, so it really depends on how they're going to be playing these following rounds. Will they be playing aggressive, or will they have the same playstyle once again?
And, you know, looking at the overall composition of Team Villainous, you know, the fact that they don't have a visual impairment agent with that particular type of ability, they do well on the side of defense, since, you know, you're not really heavily reliant on that kind of skill set. So, you know, Gorang setting out those dark covers, Cruiser God with his kit as a cipher, and Quake just finding all that information for his duelist to pop off is extremely good. And looking here at the cam, Team Villainous might just entertain us a little bit, as there is a tactical pause right now. Gorang's feeling himself, Cruiser God as well. A little bit of a chat that we're having here. And meanwhile, Godlike Esports, they're strategizing. So you know what's really cool? The fact that both teams have such different personalities, and you can kind of see it in the gameplay. You can see that Team Villainous, hey, they're a bunch of friends, they're having fun, they're trying to make things work. And Godlike Esports, you have a player with so much history. He's known to be one of the best FPS gamers in India, and that is DM King. You see him, you know, giving those instructions, trying to guide his team whenever there is a pause, and that's really cool that both teams, they have a different dynamic, but at the same time, they're able to work together and have fun and ultimately enjoy, you know, what esports is all about. So back into the action, 9-8, this time in favor of Team Villainous. Gorang there with 19 kills. You don't usually see that on the controller, but he is definitely on fire. Now with their attack onto the A side, they're lingering on long. Cruiser God is waiting in position. Quake's gonna find the first kill onto Flex. It spells for trouble here for Godlike Esports. Quake with the double, and this is gonna be massive. Godlike Esports, they're slipping through the cracks, and Cruiser God is gonna find White Horse. Gorang chimes in. It might be a flawless round, but DM King's not gonna let that happen. DM King with a triple, but Cruiser God ends it all. DM King, how do you find a triple kill in such a circumstance as you watch your men fall right in front of you? Gorang's shocked. You've gotta be impressed. DM King, what was that?
I need this.
Looking at the chat, oh my god, even the enemies cannot believe this. That was absolutely insane. DM popping off head after head, kill after kill. There is nothing stopping this man. He went absolutely nuts, but that round, oh my god, DM pushed up so deep, but his team could not follow him because of the amount of pressure coming up from the side of short. Still, really well played coming out from the side of defense to stop that eco push coming out from the side of Godlike. Really well done. But now is where it all matters. This is the gun round. White Horse does have his ultimate as well. This lockdown is either going to sell a massive fake. We have seen these fakes come out back before in the GE versus Reckoning match, that they use a lockdown to force everyone down onto one sideline and then immediately cause the rotation back onto another side. And hopefully Godlike, they understand this. Use the Killjoy lockdown in a much more creative manner instead of going for the usual Killjoy ultimate and then rush strategy. But it seems as though Godlike, they're moving their way down towards this A side and they're looking to go in for this A execute. But this may just not work because of course it's gonna be Quake with the ultimate being able to take out one more, and Cruiser God, he's in a sneaky position, but Flex, he's smart, he knows the 900 IQ plays, he knows exactly where the Cypher is gonna be playing, takes him out, and Godlike, they have the positions, but Quake, once again, how many shock dart kills is he gonna get?
Found them.
Quake, he does it time and time again, and I do believe, right, that he might have a record for the most amount of shock dart kills in a single game. Now Vision, he's gonna find the kill onto DM King. Two members down on the side of Godlike Esports is still trying to carry on the attack. Flex finds the kill on NXS. They're defending the spike. Gorang comes in with the double. White Horse will find the revenge kill, but Vision is there to back his buddy up. Two members left alive. Team Villainous, they're taking the lead. They're showing us what they're made of on the side of defense, and they're very much happy. Two jokers there, Gorang and Cruiser God, and you can see the stress and pressure on the side of Godlike Esports. But hey, this speaks volumes because Godlike Esports, they're a team that will place top 4. Team Villainous, a team that was placed top 8. And the maps just come into play because Godlike Esports had a very dominant performance against Team Villainous on Haven, but on Ascent, this is the best I have ever seen Team Villainous play. Usually they're known for how well they work on bind and how creative they can be, but I think they can most definitely add Ascent to that pool. Well, unless Godlike Esports kind of puts their foot down, figures out a new way to catch the villains by surprise and take this back and hopefully into overtime.
That match was that round was absolutely mind-blowing to me. Gorang just stepped up so much in that round. You could see the shots coming out from an Vision as well. He just got a wallbang shot onto Flex, tagging him down to below half health easily. And TM King, he needs to try and check his positions properly. Beautiful plays coming out from him. He's sneaking around, he's sneaking about, does spot out the head of one of the enemies. Not really making a lot of noise, but DM knows exactly what's up. I do believe Scargot did spot him out in that situation. It's gonna be able to take out the drone. And Quake, he doesn't know exactly where DM is in this position. Beautiful lurking plays out coming out from the side of DM. They're able to be aggressive. They get the first 2 picks off, and now the A side is under their control. And DM, he's mad. He's getting all of the kills, but NXS is able to answer back with his own. But DM's way too quick for Gorong in this situation. It takes him out, and Flex gets the last kill onto an Nexus as well, and DM gets his operator back and being like, hey, this is my operator, you stole it last round and I'm gonna take it back for myself.
One step at a time. Godlike Esports finding the 9th point for themselves. They've still got a little bit more to go, so they're not gonna celebrate just yet. Team Villainous, they have to look to secure that match point. This map matters so much if they want to stay in the running here in this best of 3. But here on that replay, you see DM King finding that kill onto Vision, and you know, just being able to stay around that Rafters position and just taking out the defenders as and when they come. It's a really good spot, and you know, you would like to think that Team Villainous might have communicated that just a little bit better. But let's move forward into the next round. Cruiser God, he's going to be taken out by Scar God, and it does look a little bit like a little bit of an equal round. Yep, half buys coming out for the side of Team Villainous. Quake returning that kill to DM King is just massive. It's down to a 4v4. It could potentially be a thrifty round for Team Villainous unless Godlike Esports has a very much successful attack. Now lingering around, waiting for the mid area to open up. They might just want to shift onto a short just a little bit. Gorang's looking for the rotation already and staying on their toes. The defenders, Vision is going to push up. He does have abilities to work with. Flex finding the kill onto NXS is just massive. Godlike Esports looking for the plant right now on the A site.
They're looking to see what they can find, but at the same time, this is gonna be super dangerous as well. The way that the entirety of the Villainous are controlling a lot of these side lines is really dangerous, especially with Scargot. He has like absolutely no health to work with. Gorong has some form of HP to work with, but at the same time, with only a Guardian, what can he do? He's not taking his back, and White Horse, he has such a beautiful position. He may just get a really good kill. Scargot with only 1 HP is still able to survive. One more kill has been found. Everyone is just sitting on there, and Scargot straight through the smoke gets a headshot on Division, takes him out. But Quake, he tries to do what he can. At the same time, he's gonna be able to find it. Quake gets a triple kill with this Sheriff, but doesn't know Flex is standing right behind him. Flex, he's not looking at the right place. May not be looking at the right time. Not a lot of time to work with. Maybe getting the kill at the bare minimum, but it's gonna be Flex to take it out. This round could have just been a thrifty for the side of Team Villainous. My God. Team Villainous! How did they... What did they... Quake, what the hell was that?
I do believe I watched the both of us just fly out of our chairs the moment that happened, sneaking into that dark cover, picking up those 2 kills. We have the instant replay right here, and hopefully it has been caught. But, you know, it was down to a 1v3 situation. And Quake, just with a Sheriff, he didn't really have that firepower. He had to rely on accuracy, picking up that kill to Scargot, turning around and connecting that second shot. But Flex played that so brilliantly at the end in that 1v1 situation. So, you know, that was a point that went over to Godlike Esports. But hey, we have seen some of the flashiest plays since the beginning of the Invitational. Now, DM King, he is going to find a kill onto Vision. 10-11 on the scoreline. Godlike Esports, they can look to make it even. Or Team Villainous, they might just find match point.
Match point is something that you don't want to give away. That's where the real pressure is about to begin. And XS, he wants to try and get this operator for himself, and he's going to be able to find it. Does spot out one member running down straight onto the side of a short, but a lot of information has been given away as well. DM knows exactly where they are, but Cruiser God, he's making the runaround play. He's going to be running and gunning. He gets it killed out on the flank, but DM's going to be ready as well with his own play. Going down in a 1 versus 3 situation. Quake with his own kills. Ever so consistent. Quake. Consistent with his shock darts. Consistent with his kills, ladies and gentlemen. But they don't know exactly where DM is in this situation, I do believe. But they have 3 ultimates. I think I know what exactly is going to be going on. DM knows as well. He cannot go in for this plan. The showstopper is available. And of course, the ultimate coming in from the side of Quake is also available. So, not really popping the ults just yet. And they want to take this 1 versus 3. This may just be dangerous. But yeah, the showstopper has been used. And DM, there's not much that he can do. the show has been stopped, and Enixus gets that kill to take us to match point right now, ladies and gentlemen. Team Villainous, they clawed their way back, taking us to a 10 and 12 scoreline.
Love explosions.
Match point for Team Villainous. Who would have thought that this was going to be the outcome of map number 2? And you can see the frustration all over the faces of the members of Godlike Esports. Hey, they have a single point. This map means so much, and I do feel that the determination and the want to stay in the running is really shining through, coming out from Team Villainous. Cruiser God being able to pick up the double kill before he went down, and Quake finding the double as well. That was a huge load of pressure taken off of the team. Now with a 10 to 12 scoreline, Godlike Esports has to expect a 2 consecutive round win to have a chance to battle it out in overtime. 27 kills for DN King himself. Flex has 22, Gorang with 22, and Cruiser God with 17. Vision's gonna take out Scar God. Nicely done. He does still have abilities to work with and the ultimate. So looking at the overall status of both teams, 3 ultimates are ready. They do have the Hunter's Furies to work with, and there it is. Quake is gonna be the first one to pop it off, and just gonna tag one, not exactly gonna get a kill, but here is the attack from God L. Flex, he's gonna be taken out from across the garden. White Boss, he's gonna go in for the push, but Quake sprays and he comes out on top, and that is a huge mistake made by Godlike Esports. It might just be over for them. It's up to DM King. And he's the last man standing, and he's gonna fall. The second map goes over to Team Villainous in what was an insane comeback. We did not expect the team that we thought was statistically not gonna do as well on Ascent actually proving us wrong. Fist bumps, bro bumps to everybody. Team Villainous, they're gonna stay in the running, and it looks like we're gonna go to map 3.
The amount of emotions that you can feel coming up from the side of Team Villainous. I really love watching their cams, Oppo. You'd love it as well. They're such amazing group of friends. They're just like, we got this. The morales are high. They're running high. They're in the clouds right now. Forget the skies at this point. It's absolutely insane at the way that they were playing. A beautiful round execution coming out from them. A beautiful defense as well. The map had a very rocky start, but they came back. They systematically broke down everything that Godlike was doing, and they were able to come out on top.
Man, that was a very exciting match. And, you know, looking at the state of both those teams, I mean, we saw Godlike Esports just showing their dominance the moment the map 2 started. I mean, they did start out on the side of defense, but the moment that switch happened, it was almost like Team Villainous was waiting for that second half to show us what they were about, and their coordination was insane. You gotta give it to Gorang for being the top fragger. He's a controller, and he fragged out of his mind. You know, DM King, he had so many kills, 27 kills to be exact, but hey, it takes more than just frags to win a match of Valorant. It takes synergy. It takes a whole lot of different elements coming into play. You got to synergize with your teammates. So congratulations to Team Villainous for securing map 2. And it is a 1-1 score right now with this best of 3. We're going to prepare for map number 3 in a short while, but we'd just like to let you guys know that we still have that sale on the LG Ultragear monitors. Do click the link in the description. Treat yourself. A fresh beginning 2021. These deals, you will only see it here on this invitational. And yes, do stick around. We'll have a little chat with you guys in the chat. We'll be back very shortly with map number 3. Stick around. And welcome back to the LG Ultragear TEC Invitational. We're back with map number 3, and I do believe since we began yesterday, this is the last game out of all the 8 teams, and we're actually going into a third map. So that is really exciting. Remember, it is going to be Team Villainous going up against GODLIKE Esports. So let's head over into the map veto screen aggressive and have a little bit more of a chat about that. So map 1 Haven, we saw GODLIKE Esports take that for themselves, and on map 2 Ascent, we did see Team Villainous in a crazy comeback, securing that 1 point for of their own. Now for map 3, it's gonna be Bind, and I kind of have mixed emotions about it because hey, when you think about Villainous, you think about Gorang on that Brimstone, and you just think about all the quirky things that Villainous does on that map Bind. So what are your thoughts, and what do you think we can expect here?
Team Villainous, they have the best track record when it comes to this map, and from the side of GODLIKE, I won't say their track record is the strongest, but they do have one nonetheless when it comes to this map. And as you stated before, Gorong on that Brimstone on this map is always a treat to watch. The way he uses his mollies, the way he uses his stimpaks, and his smokes just goes to show the versatility he has on this one particular map. But it seems as though Vision this time around is actually picking the Raze instead of Enixis, which is something we normally never see. Enixis is like the tried and true Raze player that we always see coming out on every single map. And this is one of Raze's strongest maps, so seeing Vision on it makes me think that they have something special planned for Enixis.
Indeed, you know, when I look at Vision, I have to be reminded that, hey, he's a Jet player, because for me, in my head, I remember the times that Vision popped right off in the Challenger series. So I'm excited to see him revisiting this agent, and we are going to see NXS on the Reyna instead. So that's going to be really cool coming out of Team Villainous. Now, on the side of GODLIKE Esports, Flex with that Raze is going to be really cool. You know, Flex, he used to be with Team Tamilas, where we watched him in the Challenger series, and he was a hyper aggressive duelist. So that is going to be really cool. And DM King, of course, he's going to take that Jet. A pretty standard lineup. The only change is the choice of duelist on Flex, at least for the side of GODLIKE Esports. Now for Team Villainous, we don't see the Brimstone coming out. Actually, Gorang has definitely left that Brimstone behind, and he is going to be on that Omen, and we know how great Omen as a controller is right now in the meta. So, you know, starting out on the side of defense, we do see GODLIKE Esports. They will be there, and on the side of attack, it will be Team Villainous. Now Deathmaker just, you know, making sure that everyone is set, and we do see Team Villainous very much focused, smiles on their face, and this is going to be a heck of a time, the deciding map in this best of 3.
This is going to be really interesting to say the very least. Both of these teams have extremely similar composition other than the Reyna. And now, I'm going to be talking about this. I talked about this before as well whenever we talk about the map of Bind. Reyna versus the Jet, or especially on this map. Raze is like a staple. If you don't pick Raze on this map, you're going to have the hardest time in the world trying to take over any of the sidelines. And ultimate point control is already being established as well from the side of they know for a fact that no one is going to be contesting down at A, and the people are down on this B side. And I do believe that the side of God, for the side of Team Villainous, they know exactly what is going to be happening, but immediately we're going to be Vision flying down into the sidelines. They know for a fact of where they are. Wide doors with a beautiful kill down onto NXS. He's going to be able to even up the playing field just a little bit more. Cruiser God, beautiful positioning coming out from him. Gets one on the DM King. Vision answers back on the Chippy as well. But Wide doors, he answers back with his own vengeance. Gets 2 kills of his own from the sidelines. Triple kill for this man, but the spike has gone down. Going into this 3 versus 2 retake scenario. Cruiser God goes in for the tag, but the shot does not connect. Flex is gonna be able to take it off. Scargod just puts a bullet in the head of Quake, takes him out, and a beautiful round indeed from the side of GODLIKE. They take over the round, they take over the defense, and that retake was just absolutely insane.
Looking at both these teams, they are really good when it comes to the side of defense. So, you know, GODLIKE Esports, I think at least in the first half, we could expect them to take a few more rounds over Team Villainous, but really it is up to how the attackers are able to respond. So, you know, it could go either way, but according to, you know, what we're used to seeing, it might just be GODLIKE Esports having the upper hand here on defense. But Team Villainous, they're looking pretty sharp. They did manage to get 3 kills the previous round, so that is worth something. Wasn't an outright loss, and Scargod's gonna find the headshot onto NXS, picking up the first kill, and he's gonna defend his buddy, trades his life for that orb, and we do see that Team Villainous are 2 members down. It is an eco round for them, especially, and GODLIKE Esports, they're holding this one down.
Beautiful play coming up from the side of Quake. That shot was absolutely insane. And Quake today, he's so consistent. He's not missing shots. What is he up to? Gets another double tap on the DM. Takes him out so well. This is absolutely insane to watch. Quake is doing so well, doing a lot of damage. This eco round will be a success, even if he dies out in this round. Normally, this is what you call a bonus round for the side of GODLIKE. But with so many guns being taken out, this is going to be really dangerous. A beautiful shock dart play coming out from the side of Jimmy, doing so much damage. He's able to take out Quake and get the kill on the Cruiser God as well. Really nicely done. And I will say that, yeah, this round is pretty much a success when it comes to the term of eco rounds.
Alright, GODLIKE Esports with 2 points for themselves. They're feeling it. And right now we're going to move into the full buys. GODLIKE Esports, they're going to retain 3 Spectres. We do see DM King sporting that Vandal and Shivy with the Phantom. But here on the replay, it was a 2v3 situation. I did feel that Team Villainous, you know, they could have backed out, looked for a rotation. They had a little bit of time to play with. But hey, it was also an equal round. You know, frags could be their main objective as opposed to a spike plant. Now, moving on into this 3rd round here. Whitehorse, he's going to be given B-side duty. And GODLIKE Esports, they've stationed 4 members on the A side. That's the beauty of Cypher. Those trap wires allows you to buy enough time for rotations and gives you all the information that you need on the opponents when they're trying to attack. Now, Whitehorse, he will be in elbow. We do see the rotations coming in. Full on anticipation of Team Villainous as they make their way through. We do see a flying race, and that's going to be Vision. And he's going to take cover right in this corner here. The post-plant positions are going to be so important as Cruiser God secures the plant. Now Vision spots out one right at defender side spawn. Whitehorse looking to inch his way out from the elbow position. Now Vision spotted out, getting hit by the satchels. Flex is gonna finish him off, and 1 man down. The attackers are not looking in good position as Cruiser God falls as well. 5 defenders standing strong. NXS, he's running for his life. He spots out 1, but Whitehorse is gonna come out on top. Scargod chimes in as well. Quake with the Hunter's Fury. Scargod picks up a double, and that is gonna be the 3rd round for GODLIKE Esports. So comfortable on the side of defense. We do see a little bit of a smile there. Actually, 2 smiles. GODLIKE, they're feeling the energy that they need. They need that momentum, that mental capacity to definitely take it through in map number 3. 3 rounds, good starts. Now Team Villainous, they've got to devise a way quick on what they need to do, the steps they have to take to stop GODLIKE Esports in defense.
Seems as though Scargod was a bit too happy. He's like, finally got my revenge for that nasty headshot that Quake did on me. I caught him out in his Hunter's Fury. Like, you can see the happiness in Scargod's face when he got that kill off in that round. But a beautiful 3-0 scoreline for the side of GODLIKE. But you have to remember, Oppo, we cannot get too happy because this happened back in the map of Ascent as well, and we know how that ended. And we can never count out Team Villainous. They're one of those teams that can just turn around immediately. And just like it's gonna be Quake getting a disgusting kill down on the ground. But still, Quake answers back with his own calling. He's gonna be able to get that reverse kill, but gets traded immediately because of the shock dart coming out from the side of Shivy. Leaving only a last few members. Vision not really being able to get that kill while DM's gonna be able to take him out. But NXS gets a kill from the sideline as well, taking us to a 2 versus 2 situation. Who is gonna be able to come out on top?
2v2, Flex about to meet Cruiser God, and he's gonna come out on top, watching the spike fall right in front of his eyes. NXS has a huge task ahead of himself, and it does look like his overhealed ability is gonna be expiring soon, so you know he's gonna lose all that extra armor. Now NXS heading through onto short. He knows exactly where the spike is. DM King looking around. If NXS picks the right time, DM could potentially lose his life, but switching into a different position. DM, he still gets taken out. Last man standing is Flex with only 10 HP. This could be a round for Team Villainous. And will NXS Flex will clutch this? Yes, he will. He takes out Flex. And that's going to be a triple kill. Beautifully done by NXS. And Team Villainous, they get the first point. Cruiser God looks shocked at what just happened right in front of his eyes. And NXS very pleased with himself. That definitely does save the economy on the side of Team Villainous just a little bit.
This round was really hectic, and I do believe that DM, he was just a bit too out of position. He should have played for the spike a little bit more, maybe just watching the back end instead of watching the front in that situation. Like, in these 1vx scenario, 2vx scenarios, you never want to separate from your teammate, and this one separation is what costed them about DM. He did get spotted out by the recon bolt at this moment, so he needs to dash down. Another drone trying to spot him out. They're not taking any chances with DM when it comes to this round. They saw what he can do with the operator coming forward back in the map of Ascent, so they're just gonna be holding down strong. They're gonna be holding their angles, not really giving any sort of picks down to DM just yet. But it seems as though Team Villainous, they're playing it slow, they're playing it steady. They're holding down all of their sidelines. No push has been done just yet, but a lot of map control has been established instead. Vision, he has complete control over short, so he's just gonna be waiting, seeing what he can do. Maybe force a TP play, I do believe, with the Roomba to see what he can spot. Cruiser God does spot out one member down in the back end, and they're looking to execute down on this B side. They're gonna be rushing on in. Hookah has been cleared out as well, and the push is about to start, but a beautiful nade is gonna be stopping any sort of backup to come out to help out Vision, and he's gonna get taken out by DM. He pushes it a bit too early, and here's where the real problem is. About to start. Flex with a beautiful showstopper. He's gonna be able to take out Quake. The bodies are just gonna be dropping for the both sides, but Flex with a triple kill. Flex with a quadra kill. He's looking for his ace, but Scarlett steals it away at the very last second. He's not gonna be able to find it, but a beautiful defensive round nonetheless. Fist bumps all around. Godlike, they're feeling it, taking us to a 4-1 scoreline.
Godlike Esports, what a performance there. And, you know, it was looking a little bit like Team Villainous might just have it in the bag, you know, trying to come in through Hookah. But that showstopper definitely played a huge part. Flex there, taking out Quake and being able to pick up all these kills. A triple, a quadra, and Scargot taking that last kill. Hey, at least it's kill secured. But that does bring Flex a total of 9 kills. So Scargot following just behind with 5. And on the side of Team Villainous, Quake there with 5 kills. And NXS with 3. Team Villainous still looking to find their ground. What is really interesting was that in the first 2 maps, we did see Godlike Esports take out the Phoenix and the Reyna. They were relying on those curveballs, those leers. But this time on Bind, it's going to be different. It almost looks like, you know, Godlike Esports, they feel that they don't need that kind of utility. Instead, it's Team Villainous that's going to bust out the Reyna and have that instead. So, you know, having Flex on that race, 9 kills, is definitely paying off for Godlike Esports. I can see why they have chosen to go with this lineup.
That is really true. And that raise grenade itself, the trajectory that it had to completely block off any sort of a push that could come out on his back end. And I do believe there was a communication gap at that moment. Vision just flew on in, didn't know for a fact that his team did not even push in through the side of Hookah because of the grenade being present. He just went into the side alone and just offered himself up as bait to the entirety of Godlike. And that is where the first initial problem happened. Like, I love the utilization of the nades coming out from the side of Flex.
Indeed, you know, watching both these teams here, you know, Team Villainous and Godlike Esports, they have come such a long way. Team Villainous, you know, they pretty much have the same roster for a very long time now. And, you know, when we first saw them right on the circuit, we could see a lot of areas that needed improvement. But from then till now, it is crazy the amount of progress that they have made. And, you know, looking at Godlike Esports with the latest introduction of Deathmaker fitting in very nicely. Unfortunately, Knight Rider not being able to be here. Flex is also definitely doing a good job standing in for Knight Rider. Now back into the action. The tactical pause is over.
Cage trigger.
DM King's gonna fall once again to NXS. The Sheriff God as he one taps him down. Scar God in the showers. He does smell something fishy. Quake finds the kill as well. Team Villainous with the Sheriffs. You know they're nutty when it comes to those shots. White Horse, he's gonna find a double. He's picking it back for GODLIKE Esports. And
Oh my god!
White Horse! What was that? Triple kill onto Vision. He's just shaking around 29 HP. He's looking for this kill. And Quake with the one tap takes him out. What is this round? It's going insane. 2v2. And it does seem like Team Villainous might have the disadvantage because Quake is dangerously low with a tick of health. NXS healthy, however. He does have the operator. And the spike is on Quake. Now, if he does go down, we do see Shivy is looking in his direction. But Shivy is just pulling it
30
back a
seconds
little
left.
bit. Team Villainous, they've got to pick up the pace. 30 seconds, less than 30 seconds to work with on the clock. NXS utilizing the Leer, and that is going to force Shivy up onto Heaven. Now trailing from behind very slowly but surely is going to be Flex, and Team Villainous, they have to be able to anticipate this Quake now going in
10
for the
seconds
plant.
left.
NXS, he could
Last
be taken out
player
from
standing.
behind, but he's gonna turn around. This is very nail biting. NXS, he's taken out by Flex. He's got to expect a little bit more, and we do see Shivy finding a kill of his own as well. Very thrilling, but that's gonna be GODLIKE Esports with 5 rounds in total.
Beautiful round played out coming out from the side of GODLIKE. It looked a little bit, let's say, that should not have happened in that situation. Getting that, like, the one taps coming out from the side of Team Villainous, it's just absolutely insane to watch. Like, they're much more dangerous when it comes to these sheriff rounds than they are with in their rifle rounds, which is really difficult to say. You're normally better with an automatic weapon than with just a semi-automatic. It's absolutely incredible to watch. Quake, NXS, these players are on my radar to see what they're going to be doing moving forward into the following matchups, because if they keep up like this, they're gonna be bringing a lot of pain to the entirety of the map of Bind. And DM again with the operator. He's gonna be holding down the fort, but Flex got that first initial kill off with the double stack near the hookah angle. They're gonna be able to take out 2 members, and with the neural that getting popped as well, they know exactly where they are, and they're gonna be moving down towards this A side. But a fake move instead to bait out the neural theft, making them think that, hey, maybe they're going on to A, maybe we're not going down to A, maybe we're coming back to B. All of the guess games are being played. But Cruiser God, he's holding down the hookah angle to see what kind of information he can find. The professional lurker, Cruiser God himself, moving around the map, seeing what he can find, but not really a lot of noise being made from the side of GODLIKE. He's really not getting a lot of information. Also, the fact that hookah is cleared, so there's gonna be a heavy stack down near A.
Our spike carrier is killed.
Now Quake goes down, the
Last
spike carrier
player
has been
standing.
killed. Shivy's gonna take out Gorang, and now the last member standing is Cruiser God on the side of Team Villainous. 1v5 situation. It was a buy round, and that is
30
going
seconds
to
left.
hurt Team Villainous quite a bit. White Horse takes him out, and that will be the 6th point for GODLIKE Esports. Now, one thing I would like to point out is that Flex here, standing in with GODLIKE. If you look at the history of Flex and the team that he previously was with, they were called Bind Warriors. They were nicknamed the Warriors of Bind, and Flex was a huge part of the success with that team, because he plays absolutely crazy. Now, 11 kills on the board. DM King is struggling there. Just a little bit, a bit uncharacteristic, but hey, you know, sometimes even the best might have some down days, or he might just catch up. But hey, nonetheless, GODLIKE Esports, they're playing out of their minds. DM, he is contributing in ways that you can't imagine, and right there, just one pick off at the start of the round, that can mean the world to his team. Now, Team Villainous losing Gorang there. What will they do in this circumstance? Now, Quake deploying the owl drone, trying to get a little bit of information. Does take out the trap wire. Cruiser God waiting for the right opportunity, but Flex is gonna find a double. He is just a madman, so in his element. NXS is gonna get a double of himself. He's gonna go head to head with that Raze, and now being tagged from the side. Now, knowing Reyna, she does have a lot to work with considering her ability. She's just gonna frag out of her mind. NXS looking for the next possible kill. He is backed up by Quake. That recon ball is gonna spot him out, changing up that position. Now, peeking would be detrimental to him, because he might just get his head popped off from the side of hookah. We do see Scarguard and Flex just lingering there. And NXS finds the headshot onto Flex. That was
30
nuts.
seconds left.
Quake, he will get the spike plant. It's a 2v2 situation. Two
Spike
defenders
planted.
coming in from two different angles, and if they coordinate this right, it can be pretty amazing to watch. Now Shivy, beautiful shock dart, does get a little bit of tag.
enemy remaining.
Shivy's gonna find NXS and stop his rampage. Now the recon bolt comes out. They're scanning, fishing for Quake, who's in elbow, just waiting for the right time. Quake with the Hunter's Fury, they're gonna rush him. Quake just puts that away. I'm not gonna use the last two shots. Quake, he's gotta come out and get the right shot, but Scarguard watches the back of his buddy. Godlike Esports, when it comes to the retakes, they are showing us why they are the kings in defense, because time and time again we see Team Villainous getting so close to securing the round for themselves, but Godlike coming in with these clutches so consistently. That is something we have to look at and appreciate.
This game is just a roller coaster of emotions again. Like the map has said, too many emotions are flying through both of these teams. And the way that they're playing this, NXS, he just pulled off massive heroics. He just spots the tip of Flex's head and then immediately takes it clean off in a matter of seconds.
Cover
It
going
showed
out.
off a lot, but I do believe that this round would have gone a little bit better, and it seems though Shivy's not really using his Hunter's Fury as often as he should in a lot of these situations. It's a little bit nitpicky, but they're going to be winning out nonetheless. With Caesar's vision, he's going to be popping out. The Showstopper gets caught out by the tripwire, but because of the Showstopper, he's not going to be beating, but Scarguard gets those on the receiving end instead of that Showstopper. The real pain is about to start. Straight through the smoke. One pick for the side of the attacker. They're going to be pushing on in, as the spike has not yet gone down on a 7-1.
Orang winning that battle there in Lamps, taking out Whitehorse. DM King's gonna find a
There they
return
are.
kill. Now Shivy, right up in heaven, just waiting for the right time to find a pickoff. 3v4 situation, not looking too bright for Godlike Esports. Team Villainous, they might have this one in the bag. Now DM King here with the operator just sneaking out, looking for a potential target, and that is DM King finding Cruiser God. Now he does have all abilities to work with, and he could be extremely deadly. Flex
30
with
seconds
7
left.
HP.
One
He
enemy
finds
remaining.
NXS, and that's gonna be a triple for DM King. Flex is gonna go down to Quake, and Quake finds a double 1v1 between the Sovas, Quake and Shivy. Who is gonna come out on top? Quake with the clutch, beautifully done. Triple kill to end it off. He doesn't even have to plot that spike, but that was just nuts. Second round for Team Villainous secured, and you can see the smiles on their faces. Anything that Team Villainous can get, they are grateful for.
The movement from this man, like his aim, his movement, his micros are
Stunning.
just so good. He knows exactly where the enemies are. Look at his movement. Look at him jiggling out left. He jiggles out right. He goes for a fake, and then he walks towards the left side instead of running towards the left, not giving any form of audio cues to
I
it.
know
Cruiser God, he
exactly
picks up
what
the
you
operator, and he takes up DM King himself down on the attacking phase. This is absolutely insane. The side of Team Villainous, they're gonna be feeling the fire being lit under them. A lot of damage is being done, but Jimmy finally pops the 100 speed, being able to take out Vision. Gorong is able to get a kill off his own. They're bringing it back one after the next. 3 versus 4. Now going down onto the B side.
And there is Quake taking the teleporter. He does have his buddy right behind him. The attacker's going for that A side plant. Shivy trying to make his way there as quick as possible to stop them from getting onto site. Now Shivy just looking very carefully. We do see Gorang using that teleporter. A little bit risky, but hey, he manages to get onto site. Now he's just got to get the plant off, but it looks like Quake has a spike
One
instead.
enemy
Gorang
remaining.
takes out Flex. Gorang with the triple, finding Shivy. He's the man of this match, and that is gonna be NXS with the Sheriff once again on Arena. He's gonna make that work. Third round for Team Villainous. And, you know, history could be repeating itself. But Team Villainous, you know, after that 7 rounds, it's kind of like they got the feel of Godlike Esports. You know, Magic number 4 is still very much possible for Team Villainous. A more defensive than an aggressive team they are. But hey, when they do get aggressive, at least on the side of attack, it is very entertaining.
This is where the real fun is about to start. Here's where the round is going to be mattering a lot. Because from the side of Godlike, you see that economically they're really hurting. If they lose out this round, they're not gonna have any money to buy on when it comes to the following round. And just as I said, it's gonna be Vision getting the kill on the flex with the nade. And the economy is in such a position they can't afford to lose this round. Otherwise, they're pretty much for sure guaranteed to lose the next round, as it is a defensive half and a beautiful swing coming out from the side of Gorong because he had that information. Goes in for the swing, gets a kill onto DM, takes him out. And already it's a 5 versus 3 situation for the side of Godlike moving into their final round.
Now NXS chiming in, taking out Shivy, and Scargod turns around, picks up NXS, but the attackers are looking pretty solid, and Godlike Esports down to 2 members, just White Horse and Scargod. Whatever will they do in this situation? Cruiser God with the operator. We don't see this often, but hey, he's gonna take what he can get. Now White Horse, last man standing. And he does insanely well on the side of defense. I mean, if he does pick up a couple of kills, I would say it's worth. But Cruiser God takes him out. Very nicely done with the AWP. And you can see he's feeling himself. And we're going to move into the last round before the swamp. Team Villainous. Do you think this might be a repeat of map number 2, where the first half ends off 7-5? Still in favor of Godlike Esports. But hey, when it came to the second half, there was a different story. It's just... it looks all too familiar, almost like deja vu here.
This is deja vu, oh boy. Completely agree with you on that. Anything could happen. I don't really know who to give this to, who is going to be taking it away, because these teams are just at each other's necks. There is no way they're gonna be backing down, but I do believe that Godlike, they need to take away this round to understand what kind of a defensive strat that Team Villainous have. Team Villainous, they're one of those few teams that are so, let's say, like dynamic when it comes to their defensive round. Sometimes they love to be aggressive, sometimes they love to be defensive. And this round, if they're not able to win this and go into a 7-5 scoreline, they're going to be in a pretty bad spot, because if they lose out that next pistol round, it's going to be all over for them when it comes to their momentum.
Indeed aggressive. Now Flex here, popping out their showstopper. Not going to get a kill, but here comes the paint shells. Hopefully get some damage. And he might have secured a kill there on NXS. Going down. And with the man disadvantage, Godlike Esports, they want that 8 rounds. But Team Villainous, we have seen them turn the tides. 2 ultimates readily available. That's the Hunter's Fury with the Omen ultimate. DM King finding the kill onto Vision, but with only a tick of health left. Still very much worth it. DM King just going to take a little bit of a chill in that crate there on B side. GODLIKE from the shadows. He's going to appear right in heaven on the A side. Now looking for a potential kill. GODLIKE, he does spot out one. Manages to dodge a shot. 10 seconds left, and I don't think this is one for the attackers to take. But GODLIKE's going to get 2 kills either way, and Shivy cleans that up. We're going to end off the first half 8-4. Still heavily in favor of Godlike Esports.
8-4, a very respectable scoreline to end on for both sides. Yes, of course, it is the advantage for the side of Godlike, but at the same time, as I stated before, Team Villainous, they're a team that are so dynamic when it comes to their defensive rounds that you cannot really guess what exactly they're going to be doing. Either sometimes they're going to be pushing in aggressively, either they're going to be sacking down onto one of the sides. They love to take a lot of risks when it comes to their defensive rounds, when it comes to the level bind especially. And now that they actually have NXS on this Reyna, he can take a lot more of the risk. He can play a lot more risky compared to his own like normal defensive playstyle. So I'm really looking to see what Team Villainous are going to be doing to get that 1-up advantage against Godlike. Because Godlike, they have a very methodical approach to how they exactly play the map. So I want to see what exactly they're going to be bringing down to the table this time around.
A White Horse securing that orb for himself, the Neuro Theft, a very important ability, ultimate in fact. It does compromise the position of your enemies, gives you a huge advantage. So hey, you know, any orb, any point you can get, pretty sure you want to definitely give it over to your Cypher. Now Flex with 16 kills, he's right at the top for his team. He's played out of his mind, showing that he is a perfect fit for GODLIKE Esports. And I do like the beauty of Cypher. We do see the attacking Cyphers just using the trapwires to watch their backs, and the defending Cypher using that to gain information on the status of the site. Now, with the move in from GODLIKE Esports, they're taking over the B side, calling it home. They're trying to get the spike plant. We do hear a bunch of abilities being thrown out. Cruiser got shot down to 25 HP. Scargod's gonna push the elbow, and the spy cam does come out. Scargod knows exactly where that Cypher is. Now DM King going down. The spike has been planted, and it's up to GODLIKE Esports to defend this spike. Now Flex finding a double kill, both headshots, NXS getting a return, and Cruiser God as well. Shivy on site. He has to figure out what he's gonna do with White Horse, but NXS is gonna take both of them down with a total of 3 kills. And this is what we're talking about. When you see Team Villainous on defense, it's almost a guarantee that they are gonna take control. But hey, they Cruiser God celebrating there. And, you know, they've got to stay focused. Celebrating too early might be a bad sign, but GODLIKE, looking at their game-ready faces, they're not gonna just let that one slide, I don't think.
Like, this is what I exactly meant coming out from the side of Team Villainous. They are so dynamic, and they love to take a lot of risks when it comes to their defensive rounds. And you can see the amount of risks that they were taking. They had so much confidence. You honestly tell me, who in their right minds would just rush down into a site after taking that one pick? It's really rare that anyone would do that unless they have proper elbow control. They gave no damns to what would happen to them. They just ran on in, took control of the site, got their headshots, got their kills, and as I stated before, NXS, there is nothing stopping him. Not anymore. He's just going to be taking over the entire sidelines for himself. But just as I said, NXS gets that initial kill off on the flex to take him out. Checks with the dismiss for any further pushes. But it seems as though this eco round could be all but over. But DM King, he gets that one initial kill off to make it a little bit more even for his side to work with. But at the same time, in a 3 versus 4 situation, and with the spike picking its way down onto the B side, what can he find is the real question.
3v4 situation. Shivy pushing into the showers, and NXS is going to take him out from the back, hiding in that corner. Very sneaky. And that is Team Villainous. You know, on the side of defense, we can see a great amount of patience. They're spread out, they're cool, they're calm. And we do see Vision popping out, getting the kill onto White Horse. And now with the audio cue, DM King, he sees Vision die from above. And that stinger is going to be proved to be a very good investment. Now, Team Villainous, they're inching their way closer up on that scoreboard, and I do like the composition here on the side of defense. You know, they have the option of the Reyna going aggressive to have that element of surprise on the side of Team Villainous, and you know, Vision's just doing Vision things. Now, this is full-on nostalgia. I remember Vision for playing that Raze, and he's doing a great job, I feel, at least in that round. You know, we can look to see a little bit more action from Vision as well. Now, as for Quake and Gorang, Quake able to get all that info with that Sova is definitely translating as well. What is just mind-blowing to me is the fact that Flex has 18 kills, followed by Scargod and White Horse with 9. He is just so in his element on Bind, is actually crazy.
As I said it before, Raze is one of the strongest agents when it comes to this map. And normally you see a Razes with a lot of assists, but here Flex is like, nah, no more assists for me. I'm just gonna get a lot of kills. And he's able to clean up everything one after the next. He's playing so well, and he is in his own element. But at the same time, you have to give a lot of props to Vision. Vision literally did out 360 on DM and he killed it. That is called massive levels of BM, but as well, massive style points. And with the round being quite slow at this point, we can actually talk about what kind of strategies that GODLIKE need to impose. They need to try and brute force their way down into a site and take proper map control. Yes, they have one form of map control, but they don't have the other forms. As Vision, he's sitting down into the back of container. He's in the cyber cages. He's playing the mind games against Flex, and Flex, he may just be able to get that kill as well. Vision, he is gonna be taken down, and the site has been taken over by the entirety of GODLIKE. But still, elbow control has not been established, and this is gonna be super dangerous for their side. Elbow control, not having it here, it's gonna turn the tide for the entirety of the side of defense. They can anchor down from 2 sidelines, but it seems as though Skargod, he has something else to say about it. Skargod gets 2 kills from the sidelines, and a beautiful play coming out from the side of GODLIKE to take the entirety of the map for themselves. They played it a bit too slow when it came to the side of the defense. They got caught off guard because of the pushes coming out from them. My God, Scar. Absolutely insane coming out from this man.
Skargod here for redemption. He has been around for quite a while now, and Skargod, you know, on this Omen, I really like it. That was a great round for God. Like, you know, that could introduce a little bit more momentum for them. 3 rounds in the lead, GODLIKE Esports. I did like their approach, and because they don't have a Phoenix, they don't have a Reyna, they gotta get really creative. And now we do see 4 members on B long. They could look to use the teleporter for some sort of play, or they could go for the B side push. Now 3 defenders are stationed on the A side. We do see a dark cover coming out from the side of GODLIKE just to block off that defender side spawn. Now Vision, he's gonna spawn out 1, 2. He gets 1 kill. Skargod's gonna get a double, and this looks like it is leaning heavily in favor of GODLIKE Esports. And now as the spike has been planted, the timer is against the defenders. There's only 2 of them left. Alex says he puts out the Leer, but it's not gonna quite connect properly. Skargod's gonna find a triple, and it's all down to Quake.
Shot dart.
Like, he could try to do something, but with 3 members just waiting there, coffin dance is about to start if Quake pushes it a bit too early. And Quake, he needs to make a run for it. He needs to go in for a save, I do believe, because economically, none of their members have any money to buy in the following rounds. And it seems the Skargod, he's hungry for this kill. He's looking left, he's looking right, he's checking everywhere, but he may just get caught off guard as he got a bit too happy jumping around the map. He gets caught, and it's gonna be Shivy trying to get this kill off. Sova versus Sova. Who's gonna be coming out on top? And it's gonna be Shivy himself to take away that kill. 10-4 is the scoreline. No saves for the side of Team Villainous. Not much that they can do. They're gonna be opting to go in for a save this time around. Here's where the real pain is about to start.
My oh my, GODLIKE Esports, they had a taste of Team Villainous on the side of defense, and now they've kind of cracked it. And you know, going in aggressive like that, being very calculated, that is definitely going to work heavily in their favor. I do like the way they utilize their abilities. Flex with the boom bomb and the paint shells just to scout out the area, followed with Shivy's recon roll and owl drone. Then White Horse, he's watching the back lines. He is lurking, just relying solely on his raw aim. So the way that GODLIKE has this themselves set up on the side of attack, it is really cool. And one thing that we have discussed is that GODLIKE Esports as a team, they kind of rely on their own individual prowess. Looking at their skills and their abilities, when they get a pick off, they know it's time to move in. Now, what happens if GODLIKE Esports aren't able to get that pick off? They might just move on into side and try to force the issue. And will that work? It looks like it doesn't, because that's what that is exactly what just happened to GODLIKE Esports there. White Horse losing his life there in showers, and it does spell for a little bit of trouble because Team Villainous looking strong with 5 members. It is a half buy. Every member has a sheriff. You're gonna rely on those headshots. Flex, he's gonna make it an even playing field, and that paranoia is gonna connect it to him, just pulling it back on a shot just to be a little bit safe. He spots one out, and it's a 2v1 situation. Flex and Gorang both picking up a kill. It's a 3v3, and Gorang there not looking too healthy. It does look like a very sticky situation here. And with that showstopper, Vision's gonna find the kill on Shivy, but he does blow himself up as well. Quake takes out Skargod. And what is this? Team Villainous, they look like they're coming out on top. DM King's the last man standing. He's gonna whip out the Blade Storm. And Gorang with the 1 hit.
Thrifty.
Oh my goodness. Thrifty round for Team Villainous.
Oh no! Oh no!
You can't do that, Gorang. What was that? It looked like a moment for Deathmaker, but that one tap right in the head. Absolutely nuts.
Wait. We need to see this again on the instant replay. I'm gonna break down why that was absolutely insane. Look at Goron's positioning. Look at the smoke. That one thing alone is gonna tell you why this was an impossible kill. We could not see it on the instant replay, but he was standing in front of the smoke. He didn't see the head of Deathmaker. That was a complete prediction flick. He flicked his mouse up, instantly getting that headshot. He didn't even see the head of Deathmaker. That is how insane that shot was. Pure moron coming out from the side of the defense. Take away that Thrifty as well, but Flex, he's gonna be able to get that kill off onto Quake, who was trying to light up a shock dart. But Flex is like, nah, I think I'm gonna shoot a bullet in your head instead, and I'm gonna run away. Taking us down to a 5 versus 3. A 5 versus 3 body count. Making a 4 versus 3, sorry.
As NXS tries to take it out, Scargod, GODLIKE's going to be taken by surprise. DM King finds a kill, Cruzagod with the return, and Shivy to clean that up. God L, they find their 11th point, and it seems like Team Villainous, they're running out of time. In terms of trying to make a comeback. GODLIKE Esports, they're not too happy about what happened in map 2. We do see them here just discussing, hoping that everything is going to go well. And, you know, comebacks are very much possible, especially when, you know, it's amongst teams that are deemed some of the best in the country. So, looking back onto the scoreboard, Flex still maintaining that top fragging position, 24 kills. Scargod just trailing behind with 14, and on the side of Villainous, we have NXS with 16, Quake with 14, and Vision there definitely struggling just a little bit, but hey, it happens. Now DM King moving up A short, looking for the first pick-off. He does take out an ability that he has spotted out, and now just waiting very patiently, we are going to see Shivy throwing in a recon bolt. Cruzagod right around the corner in A shot. I do believe that that shock dart might have just tagged him a little bit there. NXS with the Sheriff in hand once again. It is a little bit of like a half pie coming out from the side of Team Villainous. They gotta work with what they have, and this round would mean so much to them. And GODLIKE Esports with this slow approach, Team Villainous has got to stay on their toes.
That rhymed for a second, and I really loved that. But still, we do need to really talk about what exactly happened in these rounds. Like, why is Team Villainous having such a hard time trying to stop a lot of these pushes coming up from the side of GODLIKE? This is mainly due to the fact of the map control that GODLIKE is established.
30 seconds
and
left.
the lack of the proper buys, but just as I said, it's gonna be Gorong taking that 2 kills off down onto the sideline. We need to take out 2 members immediately. It's gonna be a massive part for their side, but Flex, he does pull out the showstopper, but Cruzagod, he just goes in for the run and gun. Takes the head of Flex, clean off, and Quake with the Hunter's Fury gets the last kill as well. My god, that has gotta hurt. That has gotta hurt a lot.
Wow, that bounce back coming in from Team Villainous. Let's have a quick look at the instant replay. GODLIKE picking up that double was just huge. And then Quake stepping in with that Hunter's Fury. Absolutely crazy. You know, Flex pulling out this showstopper was pretty unfortunate. Did go to waste there. And Cruzagod, sorry, with the double, and Quake with that Hunter's Fury to finish everything off. But very nicely done from Team Villainous. Now, looking back at the scoreline, 8-11. Team Villainous have a little bit of work to do. I do hope that it goes into overtime solely because I just love the action. But, you know, it could go either way. You know, the team with the most consistency, they're going to make it to the top. Now, Shivy with the owl drone, trying to get a little bit of information on that B site as he lingers on long. Now Vision's gonna spot out one. DM King, no scope, shoots Vision right in the gut, takes him out, and that is a man down on the side of Team Villainous. Scargod securing that plant, and it's all down to the defenders as they rotate. They're crowding around the defender side spawn and elbow. They've got to spread themselves out. It is surprising that not a single member of Team Villainous is looking for a backstab, because that could be huge in terms of changing the tide of the game. Now as the spike is ticking against the defenders, they gotta make a move, and we can see all the X-rays. NXS, he's gonna find Flex. Whitehorse gets one. Quake, DM King, they're chiming in. 2v3 situation. Team Villainous, they're falling one by one. NXS is the last man standing. DM King with the arm ends this round off with a beautiful quadra.
This bombs all around. GODLIKE, they stepped it up, and they stepped them up hard. Deathmaker, he took the entry with an operator in his hand. He's like, all right, boys, I had enough. I'm going to take this operator. I'm going to go in the faces of my enemies, and I'm going to be shooting them with my no-scopes instead of my scopes. All of this changes. And it seems as though at the very end, at least spirits are high for the side of Team Villainous. They're laughing it all away. Morale is very important, and Team Villainous, they're having fun. No matter what is the outcome, they're having fun at the very least, and this is what you want to do even when you're losing. This is how you make sure your team is still going to be coordinated moving forward into the following rounds. But now is a real crunch time. Now is where the serious plays is about to start, but with Whitehorse hitting shots like that, he takes down 2 immediately, and the defense is already in a detrimental phase.
Whitehorse taking those triple. It's gonna be a 3K here. DMK with the operator. They want to end it right here, right now. Godlike Esports. Vision's gonna find one, but DMK raining from above sticks a dagger right in the head of Vision, and that's gonna be a 13-8 scoreline as Godlike Esports take the win. Deathmaker, he looks so happy right next to Scargod. And that was an absolutely insane best of 3. Very close, something that we did not expect at all. Solely for the fact that Villainous really did put up a very good fight. And just to have a quick look, instant replay on the last round, Whitehorse finding that double was just insane, and he translated that into a triple. DM coming in to get the last 2 kills with the AWP and the Blade Storm. What a way to end the round and the whole match. Flex there with 24 kills. DM King shooting up to the 2nd spot. That was absolutely nuts. What are your afterthoughts on that match, that this whole best of 3? Godlike Esports, I didn't think that Team Villainous would be this close, but hey, Godlike Esports, their consistency definitely came through.
Consistency did come through, and it seems as though Team Villainous, they just had a little bit too much fun in this matchup. They hit some insane shots. We have seen mechanical prowess coming out from all of the members, from Flex, from DM, from Gorang, to even Quake as well. He's so consistent, and he showed that in his gameplay. A lot of heroics were being pulled off, but when it came to the strategic plays, Godlike was just one-upping the side of Team Villainous in every single turn, and this is what hurt them quite a lot coming forward in a lot of these rounds. But still, they do have the lower brackets to fine-tune themselves, to get into that much more serious mood instead of the normal dancing mood that we all know and love. But still, really nicely done coming out from the side of Team Villainous, and well played coming out from the side of Godlike as they move forward into the upper brackets.
All right, so this actually brings us to the end of all the games for today. Congratulations once again to Godlike Esports. And earlier today, we also did see Global Esports make it over to the next stage of the tournament, maintaining that spot in the upper bracket. And unfortunately, this time, it's going to be Team Villainous and Reckoning Esports moving over to the lower bracket. It is a double elimination. So don't worry, your favorite teams, they're going to come back. They have one more chance. So do be sure that you are here to support them. Remember to like and subscribe, click that bell icon so you get notifications whenever we are live. Do check out the links in the description, follow us on our socials, or treat yourself. It's 2021, a fresh beginning. Buy yourself a new LG Ultragear monitor, because why not? Thank you for joining me here, Aggressive. That was extremely fun, and so much action, and I cannot wait for tomorrow indeed. And my name is Apollonia. I was your host and caster, and we hope to see you guys tomorrow watching the LG Ultragear TEC Invitational. So good night, happy gaming. Until then.
out.